Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Hangout with Astropreneur. My name is Liam. For those of you who do not know me, just let me tilt my camera so it might be better. So, I already have some people hanging out in the background, so I'm going to bring those in quickly, and then we can get to chatting. So, let's see. We have Jerry and guys. How are you all? Jerry,
hey everybody.
Matt.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey everybody.
Good. So, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, keeping out of trouble.
Yep.
Always.
You're doing it wrong.
Just working on a model at the moment.
Are you not getting us in trouble?
I'm always in trouble, so that's why I know I'm busy. So let's go down through the chats. Who's there? SPC, how are you, man? Non-fam, how are you? SolidWorks exam tonight. So you need to close YouTube. Oh, well, you should actually go there now and start practicing. So who else is out there? Good luck to non-fam for his exam. Let's see who else is out there. Matt, he's saying hi to everybody, but he's actually in chat. Jerry is in chat, but he's saying hi to everybody. Yeah, I do need to top up the fridge in the green room. I agree. Who else out there? Marcus in room. Who else is out? SPC saying hi to Matt.
Maker's Hub, hello.
Hey.
So let's see who else is out there. Gary says hi to everybody.
Hey Gary.
Papado says hi to everybody, and you're up late because you're in Italy right now.
Potato
Is it Italy or France? I think it was Italy you were in.
Mr. Potato
Tripod. How are you, man?
Hey Tripod. I think I've heard that name before somewhere. Tripod.
Yeah, I heard the name.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
So who else is out there? Verb. Hey, man, how are you? Hey, Daniel. Dominic is complimenting your droid paint job, Jerry.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, how are you? And we have Shane and Dominic.
Hey, Shane.
In France, you are. Okay, thank you for correcting me, Papado.
I was checking out your snacks, Matt. Were those human snacks or pet snacks?
They tasted kind of funny. It might have been dog treats. I don't know.
Mr. and Mrs. Diesel, how are you? Did anyone see Loyal? Because I just received a film, that filament. I wanted to say thanks. I don't know if it's going to drop in or not, but you can always find him on Twitter at Loyal Moses or at L Moses. So you can always ping him there and thank him for the filament. But I will pass it on because I am friends with him on Twitter, so I will pass it on if you wish. Stain Smart TPU. I haven't used it, so I can't comment. Does anybody else use Stain Smart TPU?
No.
No, I haven't used it. I'm sorry. So if you like it, all the better.
They're probably thinking about buying it and they want an opinion on it.
Well, he says he loves it. That means he's uses it right.
Okay.
He's actively using it.
Is it on Amazon?
I don't know. Verb, let us know. Is it on Amazon? If it is, you can always post a link in chat. Second COVID vaccine. Well, you work in the emergency services, Chris. So good. It's good to hear it's rolling out.
Chris, you lucky dog.
Yeah, I am. He works in the front line. So,
right.
Hey, old curmudgeon.
Hello, curmudgeon.
You don't have Twitter. Don't worry. I will pass on word to him. I'll let him know that you received it and you are very thankful and happy. That was a quick turnaround as well. It was only, 2 weeks? That's not bad.
So I looked and I do not own any Sainsbury.
Yeah, neither do I. Don't own any either. So so Daniel's saying hi to everybody and Marcus. And
Hey, Daniel.
Hello.
So you just tried it. Good. Do post a link. Yeah, I'll post a link up here if anyone wants it. And SPC says hi to Chris. I think I am up to speed. Sorry. Okay, now that that's done. I know Jerry's painting. What are you? Okay, we'll talk with Jerry when he comes back. And Matt has gone AWOL. Oh, he's back again.
I'm right here. I can still hear.
Sure. I know. Yeah, less than 2 weeks. That was a quick turnaround time. Oh, he bought it from the local store. That's from a local store. That's good. Fill a cube E-Sun and burning my last Sunlu. Nice. So let's start with. I'll start with Marcus because you've been the quiet one, and we'll see what have you been up to.
I don't know if you saw one of the videos I posted, the Kickstarter campaign that's making those first surface mirrors. They posted a video on YouTube using the EM3D app, and what they did was they placed these little pyramids around something, and it helped it track because what they were scanning was one of those what was like a bust, and humans are pretty round and cylindrical shaped, so these little
Some
pyramids.
of us more than others.
Yeah, and so they placed these little pyramids just all around the dude while they were scanning it, and so I had to get some because I want to try scanning some smaller things too.
Cool.
Oh, they sent me the STL. I'm assuming they're going to make these available at some point.
Yeah.
If not, they look easy enough to make.
They're only all they are is a flat topped cut off pyramid.
Yep.
That's a cool idea though. It helps with tracking them of any object.
I was trying to think of what shapes would be good, and I was thinking like a star shape, but then
Well, it doesn't
pyramids
matter as
seem
long as
kinda
it's got
good, yeah.
angles that they can use to
Right.
identify. It doesn't matter what its shape. As long as it's not cylindrical, it should be fine. If it's round, like if it's a ball, then it has got no points of reference, right? But if it's got corners and edges, then it can be used.
I think this is better than the cubes because there's way more edges because there's really those edges that matter.
Or if you used something with more than one color, even though it doesn't use that, it'd be easier for the software for identification as waypoints. I'm assuming.
Yeah, not for tracking.
No.
Like,
because it's a point cloud. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So the color didn't matter. I mean, it would be kind of cool, I think, to make these like bright, like a fluorescent, orange? Yeah, like an orange or a green or something, just because they'd stand out more. But it ultimately doesn't really matter.
So does the point cloud? I have a question for you. Does a point cloud use IR, or what does it use?
It does. It uses IR.
So you could use a point cloud at nighttime if you had phosphorescent material as your guide points around an object. You could actually image something at night.
Yep.
Because IR, it doesn't matter. It's just there's no sunlight, so you could do outdoors at nighttime.
You could do it in the pitch black. It's kind of cool. You could even kind of use my scanner to sneak around the house.
The only thing you'd lose is the textured finish.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get the surface detail like the color of the skin or whatever, but you would get the overall shape. So like I could scan a telescope outside at nighttime, and I'd get the image of the telescope.
Right. But it would be completely black. Yeah, when you're looking at it in the app, it would be completely black. But if you 3D printed it or looked at the mesh, it would be. Yeah,
it'd be there. Well, it may or may not work because a telescope, the metal on the telescope gets really cold at night. So the IR may show up as a blank area, an empty space.
And it's cylindrical too. So.
Yeah. Well, something to explore.
Yeah.
So, Jerry,
Dominic.
Oh, sorry, I'm hiding you. Let me put you up first. I'm
sorry,
Dominic.
Dominic, when you go from PETG to PLA, keep the temperature high and run a lot of it through to make sure you flush all the PETG out. Otherwise, if you just switch to PLA and you turn the temperature down, you're going to have issues.
Or use a bit of nylon.
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
You could also use a bit of nylon and do a cold pull on your nozzle.
Yeah.
And then that way, because nylon goes to such a high temperature, then you drop it down to just below the lowest temperature of PLA or PETG, and then then do a cold pull with the nylon because it would bond really well.
Yeah, I just got enough money from everybody over the last few months to order my Prusa Mini.
I saw that.
It either yesterday or the day before. I forget. I think it's yesterday morning I ordered it.
Yeah.
And if you buy the kit for them, it's $50 cheaper than if you buy it pre-assembled where you only put in like 3 screws. But it's 4 to 6 weeks. It's like $380 and you put in 3 screws, you're done basically, and you get it in 4 to 6 weeks. If you want to wait 14 to 16 weeks, which sucks, and it's a really long time, you save $50. So I opted to save $50. I'll wait 14 to 16 weeks, which is must be a marketing ploy to make money. That way they don't want people to go with a cheaper option and make you wait 3 or 4 months to get it. But there's not many videos out there where they're building a Prusa from scratch. So I'll do a scratch build. I'll do a live stream when I get it. And then yesterday I also ordered a FL Sun, I believe it is, Delta printer
Oh yeah,
off
yeah.
Amazon. I've got
They're
one
nice
of those
machines.
coming. It'll be here tomorrow, and I'll be doing a live stream probably on it in the next week, probably. And let's see, Wham Bam, I ordered their Flex Plate flexible build system for the Frozen Sonic Mighty 4K and a big slap mat, and that came today in the mail too. They gave me a great discount on it, and I'll be doing a video on that. And I'm working on a model, and
Rob says he has got MK3s. He has some Prusa MK3s.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have any Prusa's MK3s, but this Mini will be the first Prusa machine I own. And obviously, I don't need printers, but in order to make good content on YouTube, to get subscribers, you got to keep getting products. So that's why I got a Prusa Mini. I can try it out. Maybe I'll love it. It can sit on the desk here. It's not very big. Maybe I can strap it to the back of my one of my dogs, and they can walk around the yard or something. I don't know. But anyway, that'll be coming here in 3 or 4 months. So
Did you say it's only $50 more to have it assembled, and you'll get it sooner?
yeah, they're having what they call a kit form, which I guess in the past I don't think they had that option. But now for $330, it's $330, and then you got to pay $20 if you want to film it run out center, which of course I want one put on it. It's $20 extra. I think it was 10 or $20, and then $50 shipping to the U.S. And I guess if you live in the U.K., there's some other kind of something that they tag on that's more money. I forget what it's called, but yeah,
Crazy heavy tax that they have over there.
I don't know. I forget what it was called. Anyway, it's on their site. When you go to checkout, all that stuff's listed. The VA tax or V something tax. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, that.
Huh?
VAT,
Yeah.
value added tax.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Anyway, but it's $440 doing the cheapest possible option I could with one roll of Prusa blue filament. I figured if I'm going to get a Prusa, I might as well try their filament out. I've tried everything else pretty much in the last 4 years. I've never tried their filament, so I might as well get a roll with it to try. And blue's my favorite color, so we'll print some stuff in blue.
And by using their filament for your first couple of prints, you will get the optimal settings because they already have it in there. If you use their slicer, you have all the optimal settings in there.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And then I'll be a member of the Prusa Club.
Yeah, I'm not a Prusa member. I have a bit of everything else. I don't have the Prusas.
Yeah.
The mini upgrade to heat break and extruder to Bondtech. Nice.
And it's starting to get warmer today. It was in the early 70s here in Vegas. T-shirt weather out. It's supposed to be chillier tomorrow, but I'll be shaving this back off soon because it's summertime's coming. I always leave my goatee, but I'll shave the beard part off. So
I was so happy today and yesterday that it was over 40 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying it's getting warm now because it's hitting 70.
Yeah, it's like 70 out. And they're supposed to have wind tonight, 30 or 40 mile an hour winds overnight.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it's great weather out.
Yeah, no, we don't have that. But my snow has gone from about 19 or 20 inches of snow down to about 6 inches of snow still left in the grass in 2 days. It's melting really fast.
And the live stream Friday that we're doing on the droid painting on part 3 will be live streaming on 3 channels. My channel, the Real Sam Prentice's channel, Tripod's channel, and DeWitt Tim. He'll be on. I can't stream the 4 locations, but DeWitt Tim will drop into our stream.
Oh, cool.
So if I pay $25 a month monthly on StreamYard, I can stream to 3 destinations. Even though they're all to YouTube, each one's considered a destination. So
yeah. Talking about I doubt you'll be a member of the Prusa Club. I'm not a member of the Prusa Club either, so I don't foresee being a member anytime soon. Yeah, they are always back ordered. There's about 6 weeks or so wait on average.
yeah, but to wait 14 to 16 weeks, that's just ridiculous. But I want to do it in kit form. I looked all over the internet, and there's no videos out there, but I can see where they're building the whole thing from scratch. So I'll try whatever they call a kit form. Save $50. That bought my filament. So, and we'll go that route. And I believe Shane from Pugatech 3D Printing, he ordered a kit form also back in December, and his will be coming whenever it comes.
Okay. So Matt was showing some stuff. Let me switch over to Matt, see what he's up to. Matt, what are you up to?
Well, I joined you guys in the robot build, so I'm a little bit late. I hope I got all the parts now. And now I'm trying to get all the electronics.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think I have any pieces missing?
You got 2 gears there you don't need on the bottom with the center gear. You only need one of those. That
This
goes
gear?
underneath. No, the big one.
No,
the big one.
Yeah, I didn't know which one I'm supposed to print out. Which one? Because one is lower than the other one, you see. This one is lower.
Yeah, mine don't take screws. The ones that I have don't take screws.
All right.
Oh, you're building a different droid than we are. Okay, you're doing a different droid.
Hey, Tripod, you should come in and join and show us your work when you get a chance.
Here's a droid that we just built. See, the head's different.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a different one. So, but underneath you only have the one gear because that gear piece right there on mine it glues in. On yours it screws in on a different head, and that'll drop in the center. But yeah, that's nice. That's just a different mech. You're just printing a different one. We'll get around to printing all of them, I'm sure.
But yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Anything else going on, Matt?
Printing some lithophanes. Another 2 days, then it should be finished.
Cool.
This one is for charity. This is what they call the 12-step program. And this one is this picture of a space, but nothing to see. And that's actually 1 day already. So another 3 days to go on that one.
For anybody who wants to join the chat, come in and join us. I just reposted the link in there. So in chat, you can click on that link and come in. You know, before you join, mute your Facebook or YouTube or whatever you're on before you come in and join the stream with us, because we'll get horrible feedback and it'll mess up the audio.
What's up, Dum Dum?
Dum Dum, how are you, man? It's been a while. Oh wait, no, you were on last week, I think. Yeah. So let's go over to Marcus and find out what he's up to. Marcus, what are you up to? You're on mute.
Can't hear you. I read lips, he said, oh.
That's exactly what I said, Jerry.
Hey, Tripod.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw. If you're watching, did you watch the hot mix on Monday?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I didn't get time to watch. I'm behind on my streams to catch up with.
Yeah. Well, we were pretty excited. One of our users got one of their things that they made with the scanner in there also. And you've seen it. It was the one where they scanned the baby.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
But
Yeah, no, lithos take days. It depend. You have to print them slow. They can take 5 or 6 days in some cases. Hey, Rob, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Just give me 1 second to get caught up with my chat, and then I'll bring you on, because since you're last in, it's your turn.
No,
Anyway.
tripod. You just pulled in tripod.
yeah, I wanted to tell
No,
Jerry
sorry,
that
Rob.
Billy Rubin Meg just put together a Prusa Mini on the live stream, so you could watch that and follow along. Jim from Edutech just put one together on live stream. So if you wanted to watch something and put it along. Actually, Edutech is really good because the producer, Caleb, was actually reading the instructions, and he had the PDF on one side of the screen while they're putting together there on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, he had the 3 screw version. He didn't have the kit version.
Oh, really? And
Yeah,
the
the
kit,
kit version, you got to put almost the whole thing together.
It was mostly
Wow.
assembled.
You got to put
Yeah.
the fans on it and everything.
I had no idea. Because
Yeah,
that
Loyal
took
said
him
in
like
chat
2
he's
hours.
sending the kit version. It'd be better for the screen, so it wouldn't be so long.
Yeah, but the other version, you have to put the rods on. You have to put you have to build your hot end. You have to do all of that.
Yeah, I think I would opt for the one that
Well,
they did.
I'll know when I get it. I'll see if I made a mistake waiting 16 weeks for a million parts. My T-Wood Tarantula Pro was kind of pretty much like that. It was all in pieces. So if it's too much for a live stream, then I'll just do a video on it and do me fast forward. I'll start a part and I'll fast forward through it and talk about
Time
it.
lapse.
Yeah.
So, Rob, what are you up to?
Let's see here. Currently, you see this, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
So-
which quality is that? Oh no, that's
Currently,
Sova.
this is the
SVO2.
SVO2, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get ready to change out the hot end, and as soon as that shows up, currently it's one at a time. With the new hot end that I'm going to get, it's a color mixing hot end.
Oh, that okay. That's for. Oh, okay. I know the one you're speaking of. Yeah, it's got the two in and one single nozzle out, but it has the larger nozzle base, so it's a mixing head.
Well, kind of. It is still a 0.4 nozzle.
It's a 0.4 nozzle, but the base of it is actually much larger because it has to melt more material as it comes through.
Right. It will heat up enough to actually mix colors together versus this one that will do one at a time.
Yeah, it's got a Y connector. That one does. Yeah.
Right.
Now,
the other one, the Y connector's down here.
I will say one thing. Mixing color heads don't mix it all that great always.
No, and you got to do a purge block too.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, you don't. Well, you do if you want to go from one color to the next.
Yeah,
but if you want to
switching
blend
colors,
them,
but blending, yeah, you don't have to do it.
yeah, but they don't always blend cleanly. I've never come across a really good one that blends really well.
Well, this one is very interesting because it is done during the print. It's not a color changing that you can do in the slicer.
Actually, it is.
I did not see that. Most of it is mixing the colors on the actual touchscreen itself and inside the new firmware.
No, well, there's other software out there that will actually mix colors. If you check out I'm trying to remember the name of it. If you check out the GTech website, GTech, there's some guys who post up there. There's a website you can go to, and if you say how you want to blend the colors, and it will modify your G code and add that into the G code to blend them. So it will gradiate your colors from top to bottom and so on for you.
Yeah, I have a GTech A10T, and that's why I use you have to slice your model first and Cura or whatever, and then you import it into that GTech slicer.
Yeah,
I like that.
So,
I mean, if it's just G code, that's fairly simple to read and fairly simple to do. But I like that. I'll check that out and definitely grab that.
Yeah, they have their own slicer that does it. It's got it does. They call it I think they call it the mixer or something like that. But it will actually do gradation as well from bottom as you go up through the colors. It will slowly start blending them and to actually do it for you. So you'll have to fine tune it for that nozzle because it's going to be different, but it will do what you need.
Yeah, I've noticed that most of that stuff is on the screen versus in the slicer. I'm looking for a few that are in the slicer, and if it's just code, I haven't done a firmware upgrade because that's all going to be done when I stream the change.
Okay, now there's other websites out there too that will take your G code and you'll allow you to do the gradation online rather than having to use a slicer if you want to upload your G code there. So there are free services out there like on websites and stuff that will do some of that for you.
Nice.
So you get nice blending. Yeah.
I'm not very much in the variety of colors of PLA at the moment. But I do have plenty of PET G, and this thing will get a little warm.
Well, as long as we reach about 230 or more, then 230, 240 for PET G, you should be good.
This is the official hot end from Soval. It says that its max is 380 Celsius, so I can't wait to see that.
I doubt it. Really?
Yeah.
That sounds unusual because then you'll have to recompile your firmware to support that. Is it a non-metal hot end?
It's a whole new firmware too.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying is the hot end all metal?
Yes.
So the Bowden tube will only come into the first 1 or 2 centimeters, and that's it.
Yeah, I might have a picture somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't know it got that hot. Because if it does, like you could do AFA and nylons and everything with that.
Exactly. And that would be a very interesting, fun challenge.
But you'll need an enclosure.
Yep. Oh,
Rob, what do you do for a living?
I was in the entertainment industry for the longest time, built stages, built shows,
Cool.
and well, I bought a 3D printers when that all disappeared.
Okay.
So any shows we would have heard of?
More than likely, I've been on tour a couple of times. I've gone through all of the Jason Aldeans, all the Spiram Britneys. Let me see. We've done. God, I've done everything from rap to country, everything from building stages to running lights.
Okay. Cool.
I got up to I ran a couple. I helped production manage a festival in Olympia, Washington called Pixie Dust, and we're just waiting to do that again. That's a fun little passion project. A couple of old school production guys get together and go, we want to do our own festival. So we're going to do these fun new things. So
Cool.
kind of what that turned into.
Nice.
Now it's, well, we're honing our skills and waiting for the event industry to come back.
So what part of the country are you in? Sorry if you already said.
Washington State, U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, I think most of us are, no, not all, but a lot of us are here from US. We do get some regular Canadians coming in. We do get a few Europeans, like that Matt guy, that weirdo up here. He's a European.
Oh, weirdo, thank you.
I've called you worse. You know what
I
I'm
live in,
like.
I live in Las
I'm
Vegas.
from Europe.
I'd
I'm Irish,
rather
so
call me
I'm
Lithuanian
a
king.
weird Europe. Actually, you're not European anymore because you're living in the UK.
Yeah,
You're an
no.
outcast.
I know.
We have to take the shots while we got them, man.
Dum
This
Dum,
is what
you-
Tripod is doing with his painting.
you were in my neck of the woods if you were in Chicago.
This is the one.
So it is all metal. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. And the funny thing is if you get it from Amazon, from Sovol's official site, it's $3 cheaper.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you have to pay shipping there, don't you? And it takes a couple of weeks to get it from China.
It
So
was over $25, and
Does that take a special nozzle?
no,
yeah, it does.
It's actually a built-in,
Well, no, they can be taken out and changed,
right?
but they are special nozzles because they're a wider area to melt more material.
Okay. So if you order a bunch of nozzles with it if they're reasonable.
Mm.
Well, I haven't found those yet, but I've got a machine shop friend who's willing to take on the challenge. The
bore is
only
very small,
nozzle
so
we found for it.
Challenge.
Yeah. Well, he does printers, and he has a little expensive printers. So for him, it's just going to be fun.
yeah. Papato, that is true if they have it in stock, or like if they have it in the Amazon store, they'll ship it out of their Amazon store for you.
Right.
So let's go have a look at Ethan, what Tripod is doing with his paint job.
Oh, nice.
I see he's got the paint pens.
Yeah. Fine detail touch-ups.
Yeah,
It's looking good.
Yeah, so these paint pens are really nice.
You missed a spot.
Yeah.
There's always one.
So what's nice about painting your own, you can do whatever you want. Whatever you think, whatever you like.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's why I said I make mine in gold.
He's gonna be a pretty dirty droid by the time I'm done, though.
Your audio is really bad, Tripod.
Oh, sorry, I'm not facing the mic, but yeah, it's gonna be a pretty dirty droid when I'm done because
So you're going to make him look like battle worn?
oh yeah, he got wash paint.
Oh, nice.
Ink washes, yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it'll be because I got the brown for the dirt, and then just dark gray.
Hey, Daniel.
Scuff marks.
Yeah, so that'll be the fun part.
Hey, Daniel, how you doing?
Hey, Dan.
Did you guys hear what?
Can I make a suggestion, Liam?
Sure. What is it?
Can you take your icon and just put it on the other side of the screen?
Because it's covering. No,
Always.
because it's always Jerry's always looking through. That's a good idea. So let me see if I can.
I don't know if he can move it.
I thought that was something sitting in front of Jerry.
Kind of looks like a blue version of like Darth Maul up there. Your head over just a little
That's
bit.
the only thing I can move it while I'm on stream.
That's why I move people around a lot. I try to find somebody where there's nothing on one side of it, and I
Yeah.
stick them up there so we can still see them.
Yeah.
Maybe if I do. Yeah, there's a problem with it is you can't move it while you're in stream anyway for definite. Let me see if I can.
Now you guys know who I am. So
But Jerry,
Yeah.
I was actually looking at your resin there and stuff. Now, how long did that actually take to print? Full on.
What the model?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the head. I don't know, probably 10 hours or so. I don't really time it. I just start it and go to bed or whatever, and I wake up the next morning and it's done. Because on a resin printer, it's based on height, not volume. So no matter how many things you have on the build surface, if they're only an inch tall, it'll take probably an hour or two. And if you have one item that's 6 inches tall, it might take 6 or 7 hours just based on height because it prints by layer.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's the nice thing of resin is whatever you can get on your build surface, especially the larger resins, whatever will go on the build surface, like on the plate in one go, you can print them all at the exact same amount of time.
Yeah.
I still got a lot of.
It takes us time to print.
I have a lot of painting
Let me
to
make
do
that
on
full
it.
up screen. 1 second. Let me make that full screen because that's a nice.
It still needs a lot of work,
Yeah.
but when I get to get everything painted,
I can't move it, Daniel. I'm sorry. It doesn't allow it.
let's see. I got another head right here.
Face mask.
Yeah, you may have to. It's either you
No,
have
that-
it on or you turn it off.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
I'm doing a video whenever I get it done. I had a problem before I painted this I was taping for a video and I glued his arm together, but his arm isn't into his chest because there's an indentation where his fingers and that sword fit up inside his chest, and I glued it wrong. And it's super glued. There's no way I can cut the joint and break it. And since I've already painted it, I'm afraid to heat up the resin. And I don't know, on PLA you can heat it up and you can move stuff. But since I've already painted this and it's resin, but the arm is solid, I don't know if I could bend that in or if I just mess my paint job up. So I'll probably just leave it alone.
Right. So moving forward, all your models and heads and whatnot, resin.
Everything behind me is PLA.
No. I said moving forward with all your models.
Oh, it depends what they are. If I'm going to make them big, I'll do them out of PLA. And if I want them, I don't know. It depends what I'll put on the resin printer and the kind of detail. I done this one in resin. Here's one I just done in resin. I hollowed the base. Everything's hollowed, but I could have printed this out on FDM. It would have came out just as nice. And once he's painted, you take off his mask. Let's see if I can get it off.
It's got that. Yeah.
Nice.
So this is from Wicked Patreon. They're over on CG Trader and a few different places.
That's the nice thing about resin. You have almost no post work to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually, I do have some questions for you paint guys. So you can leave Jerry up there real quick. Jerry, I have a base, what's supposed to look like stone. How do I make it look like stone?
Depends on what color you want to paint it. I have this one here that I'm going to do. I'll probably hit it with a gray, and then I'll go over it with some other. I'll find some pictures online. I'll Google some pictures, and I'll try to recreate it. I may dry brush some grays in it. I may dry brush some browns. That's where you put paint on your brush. You wipe 99% of it out, and then you kind of whisk over the model real carefully, kind of like, to highlight certain areas. But I'll probably do it a tan, a couple different shades of brown. It depends what color you want to make it. So,
Hey.
Let's see who else is in there.
hey, Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jared. How are you? How are you guys doing?
Yeah, man. How are you?
Pretty good.
Hey, Matt.
Well,
What's going on, Dave?
Hey.
So let's see who else.
Not much, man.
Right, Amanda. Let's see. Yeah, we already covered that.
But if I order that hot end from G-Tech, if I ordered, the first thing I'd be worried about is where my nozzle is going to come from.
Hey, Maker, how are you?
I'd make sure they sell the nozzles before I order the hot end.
Right.
So,
They might say, "Oh, no, we don't do that. You got to order more hot ends."
Yeah.
No, the nozzle will last forever.
So, Dave, I do have an update. You probably will have the photocopied version of the plate here within the next couple days. I just haven't touched any of my printers, if you guys want me to be truly honest.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I figured you were busy, and I just released. Micro Swiss sent me a bunch of CAD files for their backplates, so I just released a whole bunch of direct drive mods for the Micro Swift's direct drive.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna.
Anybody using those?
Which?
Yeah, I have one on my Ender 5 Plus.
So do I. I have the Micro Swiss. I don't have the direct. I have the Micro Swiss all metal. I don't do the direct on the Ender 5 Plus because it's only 2020 extrusion, and that's a lot of weight on 2020 extrusion.
Yeah, if you're
ringing
printing fast, then yeah, I don't print above 80 and it's fine. So
well, even then on 2020, you're still pushing it. You know.
I thought the same, but I've had no problems with mine. So
did you use a baby stepper or did you use a stock one?
no, it's stock. You mean a pancake stepper?
Yeah.
So, Liam, can you make me big? I want to show Daniel something.
Sure. Let's move you up there and
I'm gonna have to enlarge my screen. Hold on.
Stone. Oh, that's cool.
I got this on sale because the lid was cracked.
Okay.
But I don't know if you can tell, it's got texture and everything. Like that is, you just spray it on.
Nice.
That would probably be best.
You're tired? Well, if you want to come in and join the chat, Maker, our Viking, the link is in chat. If you need it, let me know. If you don't find it there. If not, you can just hang out and pipe up whenever you're awake.
But Marcus, actually, no, I need to go empty my bank account and go buy a phone so I can use your scanner because there are so many things I want to scan right now. I have a statue over here, what is one of 2,904. And then I have other trinkets, what just are not supposed to be sold, but I would love for people to have.
Yeah, it's not going to be real good for reproducing things, but if for that small, but if you want to show it off in 3D, you could certainly scan it, upload to Sketchfab or something, and they can see what it looks like. But anything smaller than human is probably not going to be good at reproducing.
Yeah.
You'll need one of those Revel Point scanners or something, or the Einscan SE. Yeah, you could definitely.
Let's bring that full screen because that's did you print that?
No.
Oh.
You could totally scan that, but you probably wouldn't want to print it. It would be kind of blobby. I mean,
I'm getting yelled at.
If you were a sculptor, it might give you a good base to start from. But
okay.
No, you probably would want an actual scanner for something small like that. But you can try it. Definitely try it. Let us know.
I tried it with simple stuff like a mug and stuff like that, and it did a pretty decent job. But you need to be fairly close to it, and the problem you're going to run into with a small object is proximity. If you're too close, it's really hard to keep the tracking in line.
Okay.
So you need to have a bit of distance to be able to pick up some detail.
And some of these.
Yes, they really help.
Right.
Right, that way.
I used QLoan. QLoan is a similar product for it's like a scanning product. It actually works with buddies.apk. And surprisingly, I was able to pull decent images from that. Only because I have a decent camera. It's not as good as your iPhone 12.
With photogrammetry?
Come on.
It's like you literally print out a pad and then place object on said pad, and then just rotate your phone around.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for something that small, photogrammetry actually works really well.
Yeah, but what he's using, the pad he prints out is basically a text. It's a multi-designed base. So the photogrammetry
And
software
line them up. Yeah.
uses that for its alignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have other objects that I really want to get scanned, and unfortunately, the standard of QLone and what I actually want to achieve,
Mm.
no. The other model is much more in detail, and I can't afford a triangle to go this way because I don't have the time to sit in front of a computer and remock it up.
Well, give it a shot anyways, and if you need a code, just hit me up on Twitter. I'll get you one.
I don't do Twitter yet. My
Oh.
16-year-old hasn't taught me it. He's like, no, Dad, you're not cool enough. I'm like, okay, dude. Thanks.
Yeah, just stay away from politicians and shit like that, and you'll be fine. It's toxic when you get over there. So
I don't know.
We
I've
had a
lived
big
in
melt
States
here
my
actually
whole
the
life.
last 2 days. I'm sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
No, I've lived in my states the whole life, and some of you might hate me for this, and some of you might look at me in a different scene. I've never voted in my life.
Mhm.
I don't believe in one person governing anything.
I can't.
take
so there's
care
no-
of me. You guys.
Well, don't ever complain about anything if something happens this way or that way. Because like my son, when he never used to vote, but he complained about things, I said, you don't have a right to complain. You don't vote and have an opinion.
Correct. But I'm
Remember,
very
we don't talk about politics.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
No, I'm just saying I'm very happy where I am in life and stuff like that. I really have less to complain about unless it's health.
Well, I can
The other day
complain
with
all
my
I,
back, that was funny, but
I can
never
complain
again.
all I want, Dan. I can't vote because I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I can't. I can complain all I want, and nobody listens to me anyway. So what's the point,
Mhm.
right? But I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I can.
It's all right. We'll just make you say it like 2 times because we can't get over the accent.
Which accent? You have an accent, not me.
That's what I'm saying to myself, and I keep.
I have no accent.
I was on the call with somebody about Global 3D Print Project, and they were watching the video, and they asked me which one I was, and I was the one with the accent because it was somebody over in Ireland, and it wasn't somebody from the U.S. So I had to tell them I was the one with the accent.
Cool.
Well, you have to.
Perspective.
Kieran has a bit of an accent. Well, I can understand Kieran. A lot of non-region from that region of the world will struggle because his accent is pretty strong.
Yeah.
I had to struggle in the beginning with him. I mean, boy. Oh.
Oh,
Maybe
now
like 2
when I
weeks
read
ago.
anything from Kieran, I hear his voice the whole time.
I know.
I hear it the whole time. Like I'm like, man, I think I talk to him too much.
Well, I grew up in that
Follow
part of
the
the world
pot of
anyway,
gold,
so
don't
those
you?
accents are nothing. They're second nature to me. Same for most Asian accents. I've lived over in Asia, and the same with like a lot of the Indian accents, which can be difficult. I'm used to it because I deal with engineering there all the time. So I'm okay with most accents now globally. I'm pretty good with. But yeah, there are some that are. The one that really gets to me is the Glasgow accent, Glaswegian. That's like speaking like you might as well be speaking Zulu to me, because Glaswegian, and it's supposed to be English, but Glaswegian is really tricky to understand.
Hey, Dave.
That looks really good, Matt.
I think Cockney. I think Cockney is super hard to understand.
Glaswegian is harder.
You get some. Oh my God! Yeah, I've got a couple friends that are, they're from the area, and it is just like I got to watch their face because I have no idea.
Yeah, but
Like,
Glaswegian is
the best thing.
Glaswegian is worse. I mean, someone who is from really has never left Glasgow, and the accent there can be really super strong. If you ever go back and look at, have you heard of the comedian Billy Connolly?
Yeah.
No, you have? Well, any of you who haven't, go back and look at his really early stuff, right? When he was
YouTube,
25, 30.
Yeah.
His accent is so thick there, I have to really listen closely to understand him. And I grew up in that part of the world over there. I didn't grow up in Glasgow, but I grew up in Ireland. But I'm used to most of the accents in the surrounding countries, and I really have to listen because they use so much slang. Like they don't. There's one of the things he talks about. He says, "Notice the Christmas song Away in a Manger, right? We've all heard the Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
When he was growing up in Glasgow, a baby is called a Wayne, right? So he always thought that they were saying a Wayne in a manger, not away in a manger. So like his comedy is not the cleanest in the this is not clean, rarely clean, should I say? But he's very funny. But his early days, if you can understand early days, Billy Connolly, you'll do fine in Glasgow. If you don't, forget about going there because it's like going to Timbuktu. It's really hard to understand.
Well, it's like Matt. Matt lives in UK, but Matt, your accent sounds German.
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm German.
Okay, there you go.
That would make sense.
Good
Makes
pointer.
sense.
Good pointer, old curmudgeon. Only 8 thumbs up and 18 people watching. Guys, hit those likes, hit those thumbs up, ding those bells. Come on. You can do better.
Things now. Actually, I was going to let you gentlemen know I have to jump off here to now go take care of this phone call, what I just missed. But, gentlemen, pleasure. I'll probably see you again.
Take care.
I have a question. When he says the word gentleman, who's he referring to? Does not the
Jerry, Tripod, have a good day.
Take care, man. Thank you.
Later.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, I have a question.
Sure.
What I saw Brandy driving around your little R2D2 or whatever it is, your little drone. What motor are you using to cause the head to
Servo.
turn 360?
2 small servos.
Yeah, but so you got them just go. But
Yeah,
how
let
do
me
you
bring
get
you
it
full
to
screen,
go
Jerry.
completely 360?
They're infinite servos.
Yeah, they turn all the way around in a circle.
Oh, you have to. Oh, you have a. Okay, gotcha.
it turns the
I didn't
head
know
has
if
a
you.
gear.
I didn't know if you actually. Okay, I didn't know if you actually. I've made some of those servos out of regular servos by taking the end stops off of them,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if that's what you guys were doing or not. You just bought infinite servos.
Yeah,
So
and they
what
come
is
in a
that? Is
box
that
of
like
different parts.
Is that one of those small motors out of toy racing cars?
Yeah, small blue servos.
Yeah. So it's basically two gears that intertwine, and it just spins one way or the other.
When we find my extra, I'll show you one.
Yeah, I need to buy some. I need to find a place where I can buy them.
Amazon.
What size? I find out what size I have to buy. It's probably anywhere in this description.
Hobby store, Amazon. That they're worldwide.
Okay.
I have a question, guys. Who's available Saturday morning? Let's say 11 a.m. Eastern.
I don't know where my extra parts are.
For what?
No,
That's all right, Jerry.
I got the E-Cube Maker Toy DIY 2 4-in-1 delivered, and I'm going to do an unboxing of it on Saturday morning.
Nice.
If anyone wants to come watch that thing. The Edge detected one, and he didn't get it printing, but he got it printing a few days later. The Kersey Fabrications did one, and he got it printing. And so,
Yeah, they went straight with 3D printing. So I don't know if you want to go with a different, attachment to make your stream different. Just throwing it out there.
yeah, I could do the CNC. They have some basic sample CNC. I do have a CNC machine separately of my own, but I could do I could do a bit of CNC with it, maybe.
You can take me off full screen whenever.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry.
Oh, we like watching you, Jerry.
I'm gonna go grab some food. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care.
See ya.
See ya.
Jerome.
Let's see what else out there. Going to be raining here. Oh, Jerry, you've been asked by Amanda, what are you painting?
One of the skulls that goes on my Black Panther. What's the bad guy in Black Panther? It's that dude. So anyway,
Killmonger.
yeah, Killmonger. Yeah, he has interchangeable heads, and that's one of the heads I'm working on.
All I can tell you is when you 3D print something and you start painting it, you realize how bad your printer really is.
Mm.
Yeah, you find the flaws.
Yeah, the minute you
Yep.
prime something, it's like, wow, that looked cool until I primed it, and then you can see all the detail.
And actually, Marcus Daniel dropped out. He said he had something to take care of.
All right. I knew he left the video chat. I didn't know if he was still in chat.
No. He dropped out all totally. He might be back in later if he has time.
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah.
That's still, for my live stream giveaway. When I reached 2,500 subs, you said you wanted to donate a lithophane.
Yeah.
Where would you want to ship it to? Anywhere in the UK, or where would you want to ship it to? If somebody wanted.
Europe is mostly preferred, but right now my post office and all the other offices are closed where I can drop it off and get it shipped off. So my town
Well, my
is
live
totally
stream's
closed
probably going to be a
down
couple
right now.
months out. I'm only
Yeah,
at like
definitely should be fine then. Hopefully.
anywhere in the UK, and then you're going to determine which one you want to give away, or are you going to have a couple they can choose from, or
Yeah, I probably have a couple what they can choose.
okay, I'll list you in my description as one of the people sponsors.
Thank
Is there
you.
anything you're going to have that isn't going to ship to UK or Europe?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are USA only, different companies.
Yeah, maybe if someone in the UK wins one of those, then you could give them the alternative, something.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and get I have 2 reviews to try and get recorded. I'm going to try and get it done in the next week or so, and then I'll do the live unboxing Saturday, and then I will eventually do a full review of it. So since everyone else is doing printing, I might actually look at running the CNC head on that machine first. It's going to be slow, and it's going to be I might do the laser because the CNC will be noisy.
It's not noisy for us, though.
It would be. You'd even hear it screaming. They're really noisy. CNC machines are. I already have one.
As a viewer, it never gets more than
more in the volume control.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you won't. Yeah. No, I might do laser.
So did you buy that one, Liam?
No, they sent it to me for review.
Awesome.
I helped out companies with some of the verbiage on some of the advertising they do. And this is a Kickstarter, and it's on Kickstarter right now. And I was helping the guys out, and because I helped them out, they gave me a machine to do a review on. But that was their thank you for me helping them. So, nice color palette. How many do you have?
They're pastel chalks that you run them across sandpaper, you sand it off, and you kind of apply it like makeup. And then real carefully, you can take a matte finish from a distance so that you don't wash out that color. So if you stack layers on an object, you can use different pastels on them.
Nice. Jerry's getting very artistic.
If you're a good makeup artist, you'd be really good at what I'm going to work on now. Because here's a picture I'm basing it off of.
Nice. No, I am not in any way artistic.
No, not either.
My art skills end at drawing a straight line with a ruler. After that, I'm done.
And even if
technical drawing I can do. Technical drawing I can do. Artistic stuff, when it goes beyond drawing straight lines, no, I'm out.
Can you cut a straight line with a skill saw? That a lot of people can't do that.
With a handsaw?
Skill saw.
I can do it with a skill saw and a handsaw.
Okay.
I can cut a pizza in 6 even pieces.
Now,
I hate
there's a
hand
special
saws. My,
skill.
my dad was an old school carpenter. He used hand saws. I have his original hand saw when he passed on, but I hate hand saws. God, I hate them.
No, I actually just like if you give me an 8x4 sheet, I had to split it down the center like 2x8. I'd rather do it with a handsaw because I can get it straighter.
Have Shane join in. He's going to do some cuts on the CNC, and you can see how loud it is on the stream.
He's not there.
He's here.
Well, he's not. He didn't join in.
But he can repost it, so you don't have to go find it.
Sure.
And then he can make some noise, and you can see if you like the noise.
Right. See, here's the thing: if your volume is at the proper level, your dialogue, your microphone, it's supposed to be between -8 and -10 decibels, and you're going to max out.
Did you hear that?
What's that?
I was testing my stream deck. I guess you couldn't hear it.
No.
So,
Okay.
and to the viewers, at most, your CNC machine is only going to be 10 decibels louder than you are.
Yeah. As I said, like when I was telling you about the handsaws, I cut a really great straight line with a handsaw. I've done because my father was a carpenter, right? So I grew up working and doing stuff with him. So and he most of what he did, he didn't always, but a lot of what he did, especially on the job site, was handsaw. And
you know something I just learned?
What?
I had no idea that rocket fuel was made from water. I didn't know that.
Some rocket fuel can be.
Because they say if they can mine water on the moon, they can make fuel to go to Mars from the water.
That if they can actually extract the oxygen to make liquid oxygen to make LOX, and they can extract the hydrogen as well for SpaceX rockets, which use hydrogen and LOX. Yes, that is possible. Now, most rockets don't use that though. A lot of them use kerosene based, like hydrazine. You cannot make hydrazine out of water or out of ice. So it depends on the type of fuel. Like RSBs, our SRBs, solid state rockets. They're all chemicals. Like they're not using natural gases or whatever in that way because you start them and you have to go until they're burnt out.
Are they making those in little blocks?
Sorry?
They make those solid state fuel in little blocks, don't they?
Cylinders,
bricks.
actually. Little cylinders, yeah. And they pack them in there.
Tripod. Are you there?
Sorry, I was muted.
He's muted.
Oh, based on the comment earlier on the PM, are we for sure starting that next droid, or might it be a different one?
It should be that one.
Okay. So I know from Sam's comment, I was wondering if it wasn't already started, you guys, we might do something different. So I don't know what that meant. That's why I asked him.
Yeah. So
Looking good, Jim.
I don't know what you mean by why are we paying for gas. If we're talking about taking out the oxygen and so on out of water and the hydrogen, the reason why is the energy needed to split those atomic bonds to separate them is very, very high. So you don't get to bond two materials together. It creates energy, but you have to use that much and a little bit more energy to separate them. So it actually there's more energy involved in taking them apart.
Yeah.
And
So have you ever seen someone say that they made a hydrogen car that runs continuously? They're full of gas. So
yeah,
you cannot make a hydrogen car produce enough hydrogen in that car to make it run.
Actually, it can't create its own hydrogen because the amount of energy used to move the car is so much of it's lost through motion that there's not enough energy left over to actually separate hydrogen out of the water vapor in the air.
Couldn't you use solar for the electrolysis?
Wouldn't be high enough. It would the amount of energy to output rate is so low. Like you could use electrolysis, and electrolysis doesn't create a lot, and then you have to supercool it. to store it because it has to be in a liquid form to store
You can
it. If
have a
do it in gas
hybrid.
format, you have to pressurize it. Now you have a compressor energy to be run to pressurize it. Yes,
You
Matt.
can have a hybrid. You can have a hybrid where you can mix the gas with regular gasoline.
With gas,
Hydrogen.
right? Too explosive to be put in with gasoline. It would be too
Somebody
explosive.
said you can use a diesel engine for it, but small amounts you inject into it, just to give it an extra, oomph.
I don't know. I don't know. That's when you combine elements like that, you create you create an awful amount of energy when you
Yeah,
ignite that.
like NOS, That's what my
Yeah,
idea was.
it's. I don't know if I want to drive a car that does that.
I guess what you're saying is if you have solar, then just drive the car with the solar, right?
There's a comment there for you, Marcus.
Yes, this is COVID here. I'm a year overdue on my haircuts, but I got one person who cut my hair.
I've done my own haircut.
We haven't been able to see each other.
Yeah, even then I wouldn't drive a nuclear car. I'm sorry, Gary. No, not a chance. Now, maybe
nice and warm.
maybe if it was an electric car with an MRTG in it, which is it's like the rover that landed on Mars this week. That's got a miniature nuclear reactor about the size of your fist inside in it, and that miniature nuclear reactor creates heat, and that heat is used to generate energy like electricity, and that's what powers the systems, right? So it's got a nuclear reactor in it, and
lifespan 50 years.
Oh, probably at least 15, maybe 20. It depends on the amount of material to put inside it. So, with something like that, you'd be ended up driving an electric car, and if they can drive a rover that's the size of an ordinary car around on that and run all those instruments, your electric car could easily run on one of those electric motors, the nuclear reactor motors. But you are driving around with a nuclear reactor in your car.
Bomb.
Well, it won't explode, but if anything happens, the casing
it's a dirty bomb.
Radiation.
It will crack.
Yeah, I mean, if you ran into somebody and it exposes the nuclear fuel, that's you'd have troubles.
Actually, they planned something like this when they first started building first nuclear power plants in America. One American guy came up with the idea, let's stick it in some cars, and no, I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, if it's well protected, you could do it. But like on a rover, when it's so far away, like on another planet, it needs to be able to run because it needs to be able to run through the Mars winters. It needs to be able to run and keep itself the electronics warm at night, so it runs heaters at nighttime because it's so cold on Mars at night. And like in the Mars winter, it's negative 200 degrees or 240 degrees there at nighttime.
When are you going to Mars?
You want to get rid of me?
No, I just wonder when you're going.
It's not ready for people to go, but I'd like to travel. I'd at least like to go into orbit, if not to the moon, with a family. Saying going to Mars is not so easy. It's not only my decision, but a trip to the moon or a trip just to go up and go orbit the planet for a week or so and come back down and take some fantastic photographs up there. Oh yeah, I'd be all over that.
I'll sign my wife up, if anybody will take her.
Betty, you hear she? I don't know. Is she watching? I doubt it.
Oh, you're in trouble tonight.
Somebody's asking to see John up close so they can see him painting.
Oh, sure. John or Jerry?
John.
Okay. There you go. They're going to critique your work now.
Yeah, it's all messed up there, but I messed up there, but it won't matter.
Yes. I do normally have long hair because I'm half Native American, and so a lot of people who are biracial have like identity issues, And so, even though, like, when I went to, my wife and I would go to Gatlinburg, and there's a Cherokee reservation right there, and there's a lot of stuff to do there. So we go to the Cherokee reservation, and there's no long-haired Native Americans there. I'm the only one. But it's me trying to represent my people because I have this, crisis, internal crisis. But then the beard throws it all off, which is thanks to my dad. But it's just because I can't stand a razor. It just hurts my face.
Did you try?
I was going to say I was married to a Native American girl, and there wasn't one man that could grow a beard in her family.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't grow a beard till I was 30.
Yeah.
Dunham says his wife says he's from Mars. They all say that about all of us. It's okay. It's normal.
I thought women were from Mars.
Would not be a problem if you could heat the chamber and it was in an enclosure. You'd be fine. All you need to do is do an enclosure. So you could do it. Let's see. You're near Gatlinburg?
Yeah,
Mark?
not too far. Yeah, it's within driving distance. I'm in Ohio, and a lot of Ohio people go to Gatlinburg and Hilton Head. Those are the two big vacation spots for Ohio people.
So you're not too far from me then.
Tripod, what paints do you use right now? Paint? Oh, just regular paint marker. All right.
As long as it's acrylic paint. It has to be an acrylic paint to stick to the plastic. Your focus is all off.
Yeah, they're acrylic. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here, let me show you the packaging.
I have some permanent markers.
Permanent marker's different. It's got a soft tip on it. These have a hard plastic tip the paint runs down. You kind of draw with them like a pen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hard plastic tip. Here's the ones I got off Amazon.
Is it a rolling ball, or do you actually have to pump the paint out of it?
You pump. It's got a plastic tip on it. And when you first take them out, the tip is all one color, and you shake them up. There's a little plunger goes back and forth, and you dot it a couple times on paper, and then paint will start running down, and then you just work it just like a pen. You don't have to pressure. You don't have to compress it once you're using it.
How does what's the shelf life on it once you break it? Once you break the seal?
I don't know. I'm new at them. I haven't had them that long.
As long as you keep it covered, you're fine. But once the paint starts to dry, if you leave it open, lying out, and the paint and the nib dries, then you're pretty much done with it at that point.
Yeah, you just got to keep the cap on tightly.
Yeah. And then here's one really cool. I bought this. This one is for chrome. I bought this a long time ago, or actually a couple months ago. I forget the brand name off Amazon. It took quite a while to get it. It's the same type of thing. And that actually, I got spray chrome, and for my airbrush, it comes out perfect. It looks great. This rolls on perfect. If you cover something up with chrome, it comes out with a mirror finish. It's perfect. I love this thing. Matt Nicholas has done another big Ghostbuster car on La Sangre La Liquid, whatever his channel is. I can't pronounce it. He is the one that told me about these, called Liquid Chrome. These are really cool pens.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, if you mess up, you can use a magic eraser.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's one of those Mr. Muscle ones, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, but this is going to be very distressed by the time I'm done with it. So I mean, it looks nice and clean, the lines, but it won't even matter by the time I'm done. I'm just being more perfectionist with it.
It will look very different.
Yeah.
So did you guys see what? So we were talking about him painting his droid, and he was talking about distressing it, and I forget the term. you guys probably know, but
Weathering.
yeah, weathering. And then someone mentioned they should put it on the front of his truck when he drives to work, and he said he was going to do it.
That'd be funny. Yeah, I accidentally did the R2 color. It's supposed to be all red. It's supposed to be all red for the R5. The R2 is blue. So I spent a lot of time making that like perfect, and then I'm like, oh crap, I used the wrong color.
It's your color. You can do any color you want.
Yeah.
Make it look like a certain thing. It could be red, white, and blue.
You could go faster stripes and everything on it if you want to.
Yeah.
So is that covering it in one coat? Is that red covering the blue in one coat?
No, as you can see right there, I'm gonna need another coat. The black is covering really well, but you know the orange or the red, it's gonna definitely need another coat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just go the other direction next time.
Yeah, you have to. Well, yeah, a light color on dark will always need more than one coat anyway to get it right. If you want to cover it up, this is cool. I haven't got around to doing one of these yet, but I will. I'll eventually start doing them, but I don't want to start something like that because I know I have stuff coming up that's going to eat my time. And I don't want to start something and leave it half done.
Yeah.
Wow, don't come to my house.
Yeah, same.
We've seen your shelving, Jerry.
Yeah.
Your
Etsy store should be Jerry's half done.
Half done, Jerry. Yeah.
Well,
that's neat.
Yeah, you should put them on there when if one actually sells, then paint finish it, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to see the distressing part?
Sure.
Oh, continue talking. I'll just do it. So.
No, you got it. You asked for our undivided attention. You got it now.
No, that's too bad. Continue on.
He's figuring it out as it goes. A year from now, he'll be an expert.
Well, we don't always talk about hating sanding on ours, and I've done some sanding, but like people don't hate sanding. And if you really don't like sanding your prints, and it bothers you, it's different for doing a car, Jesse. Like, but if you hate sanding your prints, give them a very light sanding to rough them up a little bit. And then get resin and coat them in resin and then cure the resin and you get a perfect finish. That's the quick way out of ever sanding your print or ever spending time sanding your print.
Some prints don't need to be sanded. Some of them print nice enough, they're perfect. Just remove the supports, clean them up a little bit with a razor knife, and they're good to go to prime.
I agree. But if in the case you want to get it perfectly smooth and you find that you don't want to sand, then give it a quick sanding with a medium grit paper, let's say 200 or 250, just to break the surface, and then paint on resin and let it cure. I'll cure it, and you might have to do 2 coats of resin of UV resin, but it will level itself, and you're done. That's how we get a smooth print. You have to rub it down. Like if you don't rub it down with some 250 or so, what's going to happen is you're going to get nothing to bond to. So you have to break the surface.
Yeah, I don't hate sanding.
I want to show off.
I don't hate sanding, but I wish I didn't have to do it. For sure.
Yeah.
That's called giving it a blowjob. See, watch. Hey, my wife walked the room even laughed. No.
You are bad, Jerry.
Hey, Betty Boop.
Matt wants you to make a big circus shows.
Sorry?
Thing.
I want for printers.
Just
Because I
pretty
promised
easy.
the person where I got the picture from, I mention his name, if that's okay.
Yeah.
His name is Michael Belarus, the
Are you
creator of
supposed to
this
wa-
picture.
One second. I'll make it full screen in a second. Just give me a second.
All
Are you
Oh,
s-
no
are
problem.
you supposed to water that down, John?
No, it's already thin.
Yeah, wipe it off faster so it don't smear. You might have to go back over it so it don't look like a smear mark. And then if you're not happy the way it's finished, you just get your brush wet with straight water and rework it in that same area. That's getting there.
So this looks good.
Got to do some work
It
on the
looks
beard.
weird when you've only done one spot, but when it's all done, it would
Yeah,
actually.
that looks good though, right? The hair looks good.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
everybody.
hey, Betty, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Very good.
Good.
That's a nice little thing, Matt.
Yeah, thank you. It was made by Michael Belarus, and I have the exclusive permission to do this picture.
Nice.
Cool.
It's called The Bloody Countess.
No, it looks really good. It looks almost three-dimensional.
Now this picture is kind of a line right there and a line right there, but otherwise it's perfect.
Yeah.
Looks great.
I really like
that came
the
out nice.
I really like the bokeh. How you have everything blurred out in the background. It makes it look super 3D.
Tripod. There was a question there about what paint are you using?
Ink wash, I believe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, acrylic.
Thank you, Liam.
Sure. Modern wash.
Yeah, and I have a rust wash here and then a black like him. I use
and
black
then
and rust wash.
what I'll do is for around the base, around the feet, I'll use this for
To make them look
for
dirty.
dirt. Yep.
You were saying, Jerry, you were showing?
No, the same thing. I just have a rust wash and a black wash that I use a lot for things.
Oh, cool.
I have a rust process, but I've never opened it up where you can actually make models look rusted or stairwells or anything that you design in a print. I just haven't used it yet. It's a 2 or 3 part process.
So it must have some metal in it, and you push it on, and then you cause it to oxidize, is there? Jerry?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
There's a question there about...
Daniel said hi.
There's a question there about, could you sandblast the part lightly? I wouldn't use sandblasting because it's way, way too much. You could potentially use one of those tumblers, but the amount of time you need to have it in a tumbler to smoothen the print would take forever. I mean, they're talking maybe 2 days inside the tumbler to kind of polish out the outer surface, and it still wouldn't be polished. Because plastic doesn't polish off in as smoothly as like that. So I would say you're better off either sanding it or resin coating if you want to get a perfectly smooth finish. I've seen people using tumblers, and they have mixed results with them. I can't remember who it was. He built his own tumbler with a stepper motor, and he put very, very light pea-sized gravel in there. And I think he used a benchy inside in it, and I think he checked it 3 or 4 times over the space of 3 days, and it was very mixed results. It did improve the quality of the overall, but it's kind of hit and miss, I think.
I wonder if they were talking about using a sandblaster to distress it.
I still think the sandblaster would be too powerful.
You know, if you use like a walnuts or just a light medium, it doesn't affect. It won't even touch it. You know, it'll just kind of round the edges and distress the areas.
The only thing I've ever used a sandblaster was on metals to polish a metal, and at that rate, like you're running really high pressure air, you know, to blow it.
I use it to remove paint.
Yeah, I've used them.
I use it to remove paint. I use it to remove paint on plastics and fiberglass. And it doesn't even touch the fiberglass.
So what are you using then as your medium for the Sandblaster?
Dry ice and walnuts.
Never tried that.
And they've got them now that incorporate water, so it's a water blast. So it actually keeps the surfaces, when you blast metal, it heats up the surface a lot. And this incorporates water, so you can actually remove paint from metal really easy. But I do it on all the Corvettes that the Corvettes that I'm working on. When I'll use a chemical and I'll take 90% of the paint off, and then when I need to get into small areas, I'll blast those.
No, never tried that. Jesse is mentioning feather. He uses feather fill by Evercoat. It's a primer with a hardener. They use the same hardener as a fiberglass resin. Never heard of it.
Yes, absolutely. Feather fill is incredible.
I'll be back in a little bit, guys.
Okay, Jerry. Yeah, I've never used anything like that. But I do
let my
like.
dog out.
Oh, yeah, I do like the resin finish. If you need something perfectly smooth, a resin top coat. You might need 2 coats. I know some people who don't mind putting on the resin a little heavy. They actually dip the part in resin. Now that's going to use a lot of resin. But as long as you get 4 or 5 nanometer UV, let me move you over here, and I'm going to make you full screen. Now that looks better.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm working on the lines too, right? I'm working on the lines because they're not coming out the way I want them.
But so if you found any 4 or 5 nanometer resin, it would work. It would do good, So I've done it once or twice on something I wanted a really smooth finish on, but it's not very often to do it because resin is expensive.
Yeah, twice as much as filament.
It costs more than filament.
Yeah. So this is how bad that printer, this CR6SE, did. When you paint it, you can really tell the layer lines.
Yeah, if you want to hide those layers, you need to use filler primer and sand.
Well, I did use filler primer, but the problem is, then you start to lose your detail, like around the rim. So
yes, you do.
So you actually have to use like a Bondo and go around manually. And for this droid, it wasn't worth it. So.
Well, it's your first one, yeah, but so the SE did not do a good job then on the print.
Not for the dome, but actually for the body, it did a pretty good job for the body. So.
Yeah, I was telling Tim too that I used to work film production, and for stuff to be screen ready, like that is totally ready for the screen, right? But when you see something up close, you might want to go, all out and worry about it. But from what I'm seeing right now, it looks perfectly fine.
Yeah,
because on the screen, it's
on screen it looks great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, when you're a bit of a distance, you're fine. Once you're a couple of feet away, you're fine. And I'm sure, I'm sure some of the props you see in movies that are not going to be up close, those things can be as rough, slapped together in some cases. They're not perfect. How's your print turn out, Matt? What's the quality like? Oh, you got a lot of layer lines in yours too. Yeah, you got a lot of layer lines in yours.
Yeah.
You need to get sandpaper, man.
Yeah.
I think it might be the lighting too, though. Because
how smooth does it feel, Matt?
It feels pretty smooth. It does.
Yeah, you may have a little bit of over extrusion. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I actually put the extrusion up higher on that one because.
Yeah, and that's giving you a negative effect because when it slows down on the curves, when it's printing the outer wall and it slows down, it's extruding more, so it has more time to spread out. So I wouldn't do that. I'd calibrate your E-steps and just run with the correctly calibrated ones. And I don't think G-Tech have S-curve turned on in the firmware.
All right.
Because they use an 8-bit board. And an 8-bit board can't support the S-curve, I don't believe. But there are ways, if you're printing around round materials like that, what's the name of the site? I'll need to look it up and find the name of the site. There's a website out there. You upload your G-code, and it actually takes your G-code and finds round curves. Well, it finds the curves, and instead of being a whole series of straight lines, because that's what a curve is, right? It's triangles. It's a whole series of straight lines. There is a way of smoothing out the G-code so it actually creates a curve, and instead of doing multiple straight lines to create your curve. So that would have actually improved the. That does help with that, but I wouldn't over extrude like you said. You upped this. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's by 2%.
Yeah, but 2% is the difference between lines and no lines, because you get really good lithophanes. If you can print the lithophane clean, I wouldn't modify it, because that means you're extruding good.
Yeah. That's actually one of my new machine what I used, so I'm still calibrating it. So.
So what layer height do you print your lithophanes at, Matt?
1 mil.
Oh, wow.
Arc Welder, that's the name of the site. Yeah, Arc Welder plugin for Octoprint is what it would do it. There's a website called Arc Welder as well that does that. So you can upload your the 8-bit boards can handle S-curve, but there's a limited amount of space on the memory in those 8-bit boards. They're very limited memory. I think they have 256K, maybe even less, some of them. And if you don't have enough memory, you can run into problems. So not every 8-bit board will be able to support the S-curve.
40 hours, wow.
Yeah. Well, if you think that's bad, you want to see some of the stuff that Sam prints, and they're full size, they're large droids. Like, you're talking about days and days and days, maybe even a week of printing. My longest print is 9 days, one part. So, and I'm sure yours are long, Matt, with all the lithophanes, maybe 3 or 4 days.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, those look great, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about maybe any ones of those for Jerry show. I think I'm gonna do, but not the Total Recall one, because there's a big flaw in there. I don't know if you can see it. I have to go really close. Actually, I used my special liquid on it, and if you see it now.
It's some under extrusion.
Yeah. So it's not perfect, but you can't even see it. I mean, you have to go really this close to see it.
Well, the color helps hide it. If it was just white, you might see it easier.
Yeah.
The color helps hide it. But yeah, there's a slight bit of under extrusion there.
So, Matt, do you have like an Etsy store or something? Do you sell lithophanes?
No, not at all. All charity. Basically, I'm asking. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
I basically support charity with my work, and that's how my stuff. So if you, in theory, want to buy a lithophane, you have to go to one of those charity events and basically bid on the lithophane. And whoever
like a silent auction?
Yeah, not a silent auction. They do a full auction. They show it around to people, and last time people almost were fighting over my lithophanes, so they had a bidding war.
I haven't done many lithophanes. I've done a handful. I might pick one machine and tune it for lithophanes and use it for nothing but.
Yeah.
I'm considering doing that.
I recommend GTEC A30, 30 Pro.
I don't have any GTEC machines.
And Ender 3s make nice lithophanes.
The only Ender I have is the Ender 5 Plus, which would be great because the X and Y moves and the Z drops. So you get really good lithophanes with that, but I mostly use that for PETG. But I have other printers I could dedicate to, they configure it for lithophanes and only use white filament on it, and that's all it would ever do is white PLA. I could do that.
One thing is, I don't think every printer can do lithophane perfectly. Just like my printers, what I have, they're okay in building certain other stuff, but if it goes about like mechanical parts, it's not that so well, I think.
Every machine can do it. Well, I won't say every. Every decent machine can do it when fine-tuned.
Yeah.
If you fine-tune your settings, and I don't only just mean your slicer settings, I mean your machine itself, its motion, its X, Y, Z, E calibration down to a T. You can do it all you can do it on any machine, but getting those fine-tuned, as long as it's got good product quality parts in it, you can do it on any machine.
You know what machine?
I did on my
one machine.
So
there's a machine that has a hard time with lithophanes, and you wouldn't expect it because it's a great machine otherwise, and it's the Prusa Mark III.
Really?
Because the extrusion is inconsistent. You can't. It looks perfectly by eye, but when you shine the light through it, it just doesn't work for lithophanes. You can kind of print them flat because the vertical extrusion is pretty consistent, but X, Y, X, or
Miss Maker, we will show that when
X and Y. It's not very consistent.
And Dave has a large collection of Dave. We have a request for you to tell us to show us what you're working on, other than your mug of coffee.
I'm just making coffee. I'm not really working on anything right now. I'm working on drawings for some new cooling solutions, but you can see my airplanes.
Yeah, that's as well.
I fly RC airplanes, so these are all airplanes that I've built. That Red Bull, I actually cut every one of those pieces of material by hand, and it's and then I've got several over here. These are large scale. There's a big Red Bull there, and then I've got some there, and then I've got about a dozen helicopters over there. I fly a lot of RC, large scale stuff. Most of my wings, the smallest wingspan that I fly is probably 100 inches.
That's still not that small.
No, that's actually considered large scale. And then I've got probably, these are just the ones I keep out of my garage. I've probably got 40 more airplanes down in the basement, along with some EDF jets. I fly a lot of jets, and got a couple of big drones that I fly. And
wait, how do the jets fly? Is it actual jets?
Yeah, they're electronic fans.
I was going to say fan inducted, right?
Oh, okay.
Yep. And they fly. They sound and fly just like a regular jet. It's incredible.
Cool.
Yeah.
You just don't get much time on them.
Yeah, they're very fast motors on those things.
Yeah. You have to have really, really. There's C ratings on batteries, and that basically is the amperage of the battery, how fast it can discharge. And you have to have super high C-rated batteries, and then I might be able to get 3 minutes out of them at 50%, 70%.
Right.
But man, they are just faster than shit. They're fun.
It's a fun 3 minutes, right?
Oh my God, it's a blast.
You ever tried to put a camera in? Like,
Yeah,
so you
I
can
actually
view it through a visor?
no. I've flown FPV, but none of my planes have it. A friend has one, and he flies it. You know, he's got a plane he can get 45 minutes on it, and he flies it 20 miles away. It's crazy.
Wow.
There's
Doesn't he have to
another
have a
question for you,
license for
Dave.
that?
What's that?
Another question.
he have-
What's under the cover of the car? What's under the car cover?
Under the car cover is a 1966 Corvette.
Nice.
66
got-
Corvette, huh? Is that
Let's
split
see if,
window?
No, 63 was a split window.
Okay, I couldn't remember the year.
So is that like an heirloom? Dave?
I restore old cars, and so this was one I restored. My heirloom is a 1967 Camaro. That's at one of my garages, and I've owned that car since 1970 or 1973. So that's kind of the heirloom. Here. I'll take the cover off and you guys can see it. I don't know if you can.
My dad had an MG Midget growing up, and he regretted ever selling it.
Oh,
Or
dude,
no,
I had an MG Midget. I had a 1969 MG Midget. I loved it, and it was an SCCA racer, and it was a blast. I got hit by a Barracuda, and he told me.
Dum Dum wants to know where you live.
Let me see if I can get this.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Can you
Oh,
see
I
it?
love the color.
That's Nassau blue.
That is gorgeous.
That's really nice. You know, I've seen a photograph of this. This is the very first time I've ever seen the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah. It's a 1966. It really looked bad when I bought it. I did a total restoration on it. I had to put new fenders, new quarter panels on it. I don't know if I can get, you can see down the, I mean everything. I had to cut the quarter panels off of it. I had to put new fenders on it. I stripped the whole body down. Like I said, I media blasted it after that. And then, you know, there's a lot of I did a lot of engine work on it, and
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
thank you.
nice.
it's a blast, man. It is a blast.
I'd rather
It's a
drive a
four-speed-
Porsche if I can.
A what?
A Porsche. A Boxer.
I like Porsches. I had a 914 for a while. I really liked it. My dad had a 911. It was they're nice cars as well. They're fun to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful
Sadly, I
car.
can't drive. I never
can't
drove in
drive?
my life. Nope. Not
I
with
think-
my medication, what I'm taking. So,
Oh, bummer.
yeah, I'm taking painkillers and for my back, and well, it's not good to drive on them because they do make me dizzy sometimes, and I don't want to do accident. They say I can drive with it, but I'm not feeling up to it driving with the medication. No.
I think Dum Dum Dev in chat wants a ride.
Yeah, come to you know, it's we've got 3 feet of snow on the ground, so I probably won't take it out for a little bit, but I love taking it out for drives, big time. And yes, curmudgeon, that's a 4-post lift, and then it has a sliding secondary lift on it, so I can slide it and then move the arms out, and then then I can lift up the whole front end or the whole back end up on the 4-post lift. So yeah, it's the lift is incredible. $1,500. I had to build it. It comes unassembled. You have to, but for $1,500, that was the best investment ever.
Yeah, so that way you could work on suspension, take the tires off.
The first thing, the first thing I did when I got the lift was I put brand new ball joints in it and put new A-arm bushings on it.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, you can't do anything on a 4-post lift. I said, no, when you have that center thing, you can do everything.
You can do everything. You can do everything.
And I prefer the safety aspects of a 4-post lift to the 2. So
I got those plastic ramps. Have you seen those plastic ramps you can drive up on?
All right, guys.
I got a set of those as well. Yeah, those work great if you're just going to do something quick.
I'm going to 3D print them. What do you think?
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. I might pop back later.
See you, Matt.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
You use a lot of supports on them.
But what I was saying about the extrusion on the Prusa Mark III.
Yeah.
So they were out for a while before someone discovered it. I don't think they were trying to print lithophanes, but I certainly found out about it and then tried to print a lithophane and was disappointed. And Prusa tried for a while, probably at least 3 months, tried to figure out what was causing this so they could fix it. And they eventually did give up. They're like, oh well. But it is a great printer otherwise. But if I'm going to print a lithophane, I use my Ender 3 or my CR10.
Well,
what exactly was the problem with the Prusa with the extrusion?
They don't know.
They don't know still. It's maybe something to do with the gear ratio or something. They don't even know.
I mean, when you tried it, what did it look like? What did it look like it was doing?
It's just super inconsistent. It would have light and dark spots just throughout.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it was an extrusion problem.
Yep.
And they spent 3 months trying to figure it out and they couldn't do it?
Yeah, they just gave up on it. And it's fine. You just have to know, right? If you're buying a printer for lithophanes, you don't get the Mark III. I just don't, not everyone knows that.
That's half of a wing for one of my planes.
So where do you fly from? Like, do you go out to a glider club and fly from there?
No, I actually was the president. We have you've seen our club, haven't you? You've seen our flying field?
Maybe.
Bring up your browser.
Okay.
Bring up and go to Iowa, IOWA, CITY, AEROHAWKS.com. Iowa City Aerohawks.com.
Yeah, I usually just, for my drone, I just go to a forest preserve because they usually have the airspace there that you can fly.
Do you see it up there?
Yeah. Just let me share it. Give me a second.
Yeah, bring up we have 2 runways. We've got a huge clubhouse that we built.
I think this one's out of acrylic.
Sorry, what you say?
Go to our field.
Oh, for different direction winds. Yeah.
Yep. And then if you click on it, it'll take you to a panorama that I built.
Cool.
Nice setup.
And then if you keep going, you can see the clubhouse that we built. Come back the other way.
Doesn't want to go back the other way. So 1 second.
I saw it though. That was a nice house. Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah, right there. Yep.
That's cool. You guys can just chill out in there and
Yeah, we
While
do
you're
that. I
recharging
mean, we
batteries
just chill
and stuff?
out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sit out on the deck.
Sit out on the deck. We cook out. You know, we spent some money and bought a nice grill, and yeah, it's a great flying field.
That's cool.
Nice.
And we're AMA, so we can kind of circumvent some of the regulations because we are a club, a public club.
Cool. Yeah. I need now that the weather is slowly warming up. I need to start planning to get my telescope outside.
Well, yeah, I hear
It's
that.
been too cold to be standing outside in the cold. I can set one up so it's computer controlled and I can actually run it from inside the house. But the weather has been so weird, like lots of snow and clouds coming out of nowhere. So I've been avoiding it, but now hopefully the weather is going to start stabilizing some bit, because our spring doesn't last long here. We kind of jump from winter. We have a couple of weeks of spring and then we go into summer all of a sudden. And it goes from below freezing to a couple of weeks of okay weather, then all of a sudden it's 70 or 80 degrees. That's what we run into.
Dave,
70?
Dave, what year did you say your Corvette was again? Boiler was asking. I don't think it was a 63. It was a bit newer than that.
He's not there.
Yeah. Thought he said like 66 at the earliest.
I think he says.
Yeah, it's 66. 63 was the split window.
Yeah.
Yep, 66.
Yeah. There's a comment there about you. It says Dave would be an awesome guy to have in a makerspace.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, Dave has so much going on that sometimes Dave is burning the candles at both ends so much that I don't get done what I need to get done.
See, that's why you need a crew. In makerspace, you got a bunch of helpers.
Yeah.
Well, see, I own a restaurant.
Yeah.
So
it's
two restaurants actually in the same building, and that is, I've got 50 employees, and that's the other. Yeah, I don't know where I come up with the time sometimes.
You've made your case.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't been. Oh, imagine it hasn't been 2 years since I looked at Andromeda. It's been maybe 6 months, maybe a little bit more over 6 months for me. Because I do go out a lot with my telescope on my driveway, and I can see Andromeda from my driveway. So I'll just do that. But I need hopefully we'll get back into doing public events this year, because there's a lot of cool stuff that we do each year. Our club does one big astronomy event in a year, and at one it averages. We did what we call meteors and s'mores for the Perseid meteor shower. One night, meteors and s'mores for the Perseid meteor shower at a local park, and the park would set up fire pits, and so the kids could toast s'mores. They'd actually give them out s'mores and the ingredients to make s'mores. One night, 5,000 people came out to watch the meteor shower with us. That's how many people we draw to our events in my astronomy club.
Oh, cool.
There's another event that we hold each year called Astronomy at the Beach. It's in the same park, but in a different area. And we average about 4,000 people there over 2 nights for that one. But we've had events in the past that in one night we've had 10,000 people Oh, sorry, 2 nights. 10,000 people turn up for an astronomy event. So we get a huge draw. For the state park that we use, our astronomy events that we hold are the biggest draw of any event they do all year. We bring in more people to the park than everything else the park does all year round. Astronomy is very popular over here. Really popular over here in Michigan.
When the kids move out, I'm totally going to see about starting a makerspace. But if I did it now, I think Ethan would hang out with me there. But yeah, I wouldn't get to see the other kids. But I'm totally going to do that.
A makerspace?
Yeah.
Matt says if you're inviting him for dinner, he'll come visit. That's to you, Dave.
If anybody can come out to visit, I would love to sit down and have dinner with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys are like my outlet, you know.
What state you in, Dave?
You know,
Iowa.
I'm in Iowa City, which is the University of Iowa.
So what's the closest Rep festival? Do you go to those?
No, I was going to go to the one last year because it was Tim Hooglin lives in Indiana and he's about 4 hours away from me. And that riprap would have been real nice. The one out on the East Coast, I was even thinking about that one as well. Right. You know, but then COVID hit and, you know, right. Everything changed.
Yeah, so Ethan and I were at the Midwest one, the MRF, in 2019. We're probably not going this year, but we'll see how it goes. But probably not. But we'll see there eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah. I haven't been to many of them. I was going to go to last year, and we had the pandemic. And this year is probably not going to happen either. So maybe the year after I'll probably go to one. And there are maker spaces around in where I live, but not close by, but fairly close, and within less than an hour's drive. I've never been to them. I do everything myself at home. The only reason why I'd see a need to go to a makerspace was to use equipment that I don't have myself, because they often have equipment there that you can make use of. You know, that's the only reason why I'd have a need for a makerspace.
And there's a couple of membership, paid makerspaces around here with really great equipment, a lot of woodworking stuff, but there's no free makerspaces to let the kids come in who don't have access to that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm about. I want to provide that.
Well, yeah, I do carpentry myself at home. I've learned about this much of my father's skill, but it's enough to get me by for most of the stuff I need to do. It is nice to have a full-size table saw when you want to rip down some stuff. It's nice to have. I can get away with a hand router 99% of the time, but there's some things you just need a bench router for. That makes life easier, and it speeds things up as well. Because you can just hold it down and just run it along and rip through it really fast. I got
a big shaper, man. I got a big ass Rockwell shaper at work at the restaurant that I make stuff out of. Huge bits on it. It's incredible. I love it.
Yeah, as I said, I grew up doing it all with hand tools myself, so I get away with most stuff with hand tools. I do have a rip saw, like a circular saw. I do have a jigsaw. But I'm just as inclined to take out a handsaw and cut stuff as I am for a rip saw. But it is nice when you're cutting large stuff and you want to get good clean cuts, or you have to do a lot of them. Having a bench saw really makes a difference. I don't think I've ever needed to use a bandsaw ever in my life.
Do you
I've
see
never
my
had any-
share screen?
Sorry?
Do you see my share screen?
Yeah, let me share it up here 1 second. There you go.
This is you were talking about this car, the Camaro. I've owned that since 1973 in high school, and this is another Corvette that I have, the black one. That's a 72, and then here's some pictures of the 66.
Nice.
But this 67, that was my high school car. I've had it, and these are some other ones that I've restored. But I've restored probably 30, maybe
30 cars?
and do 30 cars. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I have a hard time getting rid of them, and then people make stupid. I mean, I really go above and beyond on the restorations, and people offer me just stupid amounts of money for it. So I just can't keep them then, Yeah. It's just like, okay.
Dum regarding the bandsaw, you said it's something you can't do without. I've never had to use one. The only reason I would see I'd have to have a use for one is if I ever get into doing V-carve inlays with my CNC, and I might do that because V-carve inlays, you create the two pieces. One's cut in, one is actually, you remove all the outside part, but the part you want to keep of the other cut type of wood. You put them together, and there's a small little gap between them, and then you run them through a. That looks really well aged, by the way.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah, but and you run it through a bandsaw to take off because there's so little gap there. But that's the only reason why I think I'd need one, because I could probably do that with a handsaw. If I just give myself a larger gap, I could do it with a handsaw. I wouldn't need to have the bandsaw to do it. Or I could do it with a planer if I really wanted to plane it down really well. I could actually do it with a planer, even a hand planer. Dan is in the house. Hey, Dan, you want to come and join us? There's a link there if you want to come join us. It goes for everybody else, too.
Hey, Tripod, do you paint in rivets?
Paint, what's that?
Rivets?
I don't even have a rivet gun, believe it or not. I'm gonna need one soon though.
No, I mean paint it on the. A lot of times when we're doing our planes and stuff, when we have overlapping, what looks like overlapping pieces of material, we'll paint in little drops.
Oh yeah, okay.
Make them look like rivets,
like just silver dots, right?
Yes, yeah. Really adds to it on overlapping plates and stuff, where you have plates like you have on the. I don't know which one that is. That's not the R2.
It's the R5.
R5.
Marcus, did Dan drop in, say hit the smash the like button and then leave?
I don't know. He might have been hanging out in chat the whole time. And
I saw it of him. Out of the whole stream, it's the only comment. I'm just looking back, and the only comment I see out of Dan is smash the like button, and then he leaves again.
He's on a mission.
He's good at
He's on a mission.
Yeah.
He's just going to everybody's live stream.
Yeah. But he does that in everyone's live stream though. If he joins your live stream, he will get people to smash the like button. And if you haven't done it, please hit the like button, as Dan said. Hit the thumbs up, ding that bell so you get notified, guys. They all help promote the channel, so the more we promote it, the more we can bring to you, right? But yeah, Dan does it on everybody else's stream. He tells everybody to smash the like button. He was on The Edge of Tech with Jim the other day when Jim was doing an unboxing, and every 5 minutes it was Dan telling people to smash the like button. So he's a really good PR person.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
blackwash works
so
really well for the lines. As you see, it's getting that distressed look now that I've been trying to get for a
yeah,
while.
that looks really nice.
Jerry's back. Hey Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Jerry's bouncing. I'm going to turn it off. I'm trying to read it. Here, Jerry. There you go. Are you happy now?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I'll put myself.
Hey, Jerry.
I'll put someone else down there. Okay.
Looking good, tripod.
Yeah, it's starting to look good.
Thanks. I'm not in the camera. There we go.
Never saw a droid with rivets. Doesn't mean you can't have one. My better three. Yeah, well, you can do that anywhere. So how are you again, Jerry?
Oh, doing good. I went and done some dishes. My wife's going to sell some clothes on Marketplace. I was helping her pull them on the table and stuff.
The
We got a bunch
honey-do
of
list,
stuff
let's be
from
done.
Chico and Dillard's and stuff like that. She's going to put on Facebook Marketplace for $100, which is dirt cheap. Make a little money.
But the honey-do list has to be done, right?
No, the husband list has to be done. I do most of the stuff around here. My wife helps occasionally.
Well,
That's not
why
what
it's called
we hear,
the honey-do. Honey-do
She's
list
not
is
yelling in the background, so obviously it's true.
Obviously.
You heard that?
Well,
I didn't hear
Oh,
what you
I
said.
heard
no.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear. I can't hear what she said. We can hear her speaking, but we can't hear.
She
What
said I'm a good husband, and yeah, it's true. He does all that.
is she retired too, Jerry?
Yeah. When I met her, she was a preschool teacher, and probably a year and a half later, she no longer done that job, and she hasn't worked since. So she's capable of working. She chooses not to work.
Well,
You're in trouble.
teachers
You're
have a
just
hard
digging.
job.
You're digging a hole, man. You're digging. You're digging.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to send you. We're gonna have to send you a rope, man.
I mean, I had a girlfriend years ago that worked construction like I did at the time, and she's bringing in $60,000 a year. That was awesome, making as much as I was. And so it's kind of sad when you meet somebody that's not bringing in an income, then they can't help out on the bills and whatever else you want to do. So,
Dave, I think we should do
Yes.
Jerry a shovel. We can buy him and send him a shovel. See if he can dig himself out of this hole.
here, let's see if you can hear this sound here.
Jerry, I'm gonna make you an STL for a little flap that you can put over that hole that you're digging, and I'll make it so you can hinge it up.
So, yeah, you're you're asking for it, man.
No.
So Ethan's mom does so much. She does so much. And I asked her, hey, because we have a
Looks
Facebook
good.
group. We have a Facebook group now, and sometimes I don't monitor it as quick as often as I
I
should.
haven't painted in 30 years.
I painted the wall once, or multiple times. Does that count?
But I asked her if she would want to, like, hey, would you want to monitor the Facebook group, like be a moderator? And she looked at me and just said nope.
Yeah, my wife works in IT. She's a programmer. She's a software developer, and yeah, she has no interest in this stuff. Like when you can see people's eyes glass over when you start talking about 3D printing because they don't understand. You know, they don't have interest in that. The same for astronomy and the science and stuff. The interest is not there, and that's fine. She does an awful lot here, and like we both work because we're both working, and we're both working out of the house. But it's different, you know. It's hard work. Like generally, I do I'll do this most of the time. I'll do the school runs and stuff, because I work from home. So when she was at the office, when she goes back to the office, I'll still go back. I'll still be doing the school run. So I just maintain it. But yeah, that's looking really good.
That is looking good.
Well, someday if my wife's mother-in-law ever moves in, if her stepdad ever passes away and the mother-in-law moves from Florida here, her and my wife could go into their own business online selling brooms.
Oh, Jesus. Jerry, I'm so sad, man. Jerry.
Jerry,
She got
the
the black hair for it.
I will, Betty. I will say it was nice knowing Jerry.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing Jerry in the past.
Yeah, I'm insured.
Yeah, that's what my wife tells me. I'm worth a lot more dead.
Maybe we should send the shovel to Betty so she can use it to bury him.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a 3D print and a couple urns sometime. I haven't printed an urn.
Yeah. I'd get on that quick, Jerry.
Oh, that's an idea. That's an idea.
Well, I got plenty of Amazon boxes, so if somebody's in a hurry.
No, well, my joke was when I go, I want to be buried outside the front of the house, right outside the front door. I want to be buried face down with my rear end sticking out of the ground so there's somewhere to park the bike.
What was that movie where the guy had his father's remains in a coffee can and it was something to Vegas or whatever, and they wound up making coffee and drank him, didn't know it?
No, I never heard that one.
Yeah, some movie. Comedy.
I never saw that.
I want to be buried with a tree on top of me. And then you can just come and look at the tree.
Ulka Mudge said he's laughing so hard, he's scared his wife. That's funny. Oh, we're digging holes, guys. We're digging holes. No, but it's what's the other one? No, well, if I could ever afford it, if it ever becomes affordable, or not affordable, I want to be buried for one reason. Because if you're cremated, your molecules don't go back to nature normally. Right? Not 100%. So if I'm going to go, I want to be buried. So that's where I go back to nature.
Carbon becomes diamonds at some point, bro.
Not always.
A billion years from now, with enough pressure.
It's too expensive to be buried in a kind of coffin. I'd rather just be. Years ago, I wanted to be buried in a box, but when you're dead, you're dead. You're not going to feel anything. So the cheapest way to go is to get put in an oven, hand to my loved one in a cardboard box. It's under $1,000. So
they have a new way now. They actually use a chemical and it dissolves you.
Okay.
They do, yeah.
It's called the Jeffrey Dahmer method.
Sorry?
Yeah.
It's the Jeffrey Dahmer method.
Yeah, the 55-gallon drum Guido.
No. They have a new way now that what they do is it's a caustic solution, but what comes out of it is actually safe for the environment. So they actually have a way of doing that right now. Embalming fluid isn't natural, but in this new system, there is a new way where they actually dissolve you, and it actually is environmentally friendly. There's a few places starting to take up that idea. I can't remember what they call it, but there is a system now. So he's diligently filling and coloring.
I'm going to do a test stream on OBS in a little bit on YouTube to make sure it's all working right, because I haven't went live on YouTube in a long time. Make sure my buttons and everything work. So when I do my live stream on OBS, it works right. So I'll probably do that in a little bit. And then after it works and some people chime in, then I'll probably delete it after the fact.
Oh yeah. I do some tests. Well, what I do when I want to do my testing, I create a dummy channel on YouTube, and I stream to that. And then once that
I thought this was the dummy channel.
Boy, I resemble that remark. Oh, that's funny.
Well, I can list it as private and go listen to it, so then I can do it that way too.
Yeah,
List it as private, and I guess
you can record it, and
No, it
it's
doesn't
private,
matter.
you know. We'll say 1 year after my remains.
Anyway. I got to go take some pictures and make a Facebook Live post, or not Facebook Live, but put some stuff up to sell and watch some
Cool.
TV and eat dinner and all that kind of stuff. So
what time is it now? It's
6:09 here.
Just after 9.
Yeah.
So we might finish up in a short while. Let's see what else is happening.
Well, you guys take care. Everybody watching, please hit the thumbs up for Liam, subscribe, share the stream. Go through the motions, do everything. So take care, everybody else.
See you, Jerry.
Okay, Jerry.
See you, Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. And those who are still there, don't forget, I'm going to go live on Saturday morning. I'm going to do a live unboxing and setup of the E-Cube maker on Saturday. It arrived today, so I'm going to schedule an unboxing setup for Saturday morning. I'm doing Saturday morning because it's good for US, most of the US, and it also in Europe also.
True.
So let's see. Do you have any advancements, Marcus, planned for your software that's coming up?
Oh, you want to see?
Oh, you already have them
Yeah,
available?
I already got an update for today or something. I saw an update on my.
I haven't checked for updates.
Yeah, I can show you something I'm working on.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could get off my droid.
It'll be a sneak peek. It takes a second. Let me set this up.
Do you run an emulator on your machine so you can play? You can run the app on your computer.
Yeah, I do a lot of testing on that because you can use different devices. Like you can pick an iPad, you can pick different versions of iOS and different models. You can't scan on the simulator, but because Ethan comes in the app, you can do everything else, right? So you can use that Ethan model to do everything else.
Hey, Marcus, I've been wanting to ask you, do you have more than one kid?
I do. Ethan's brother.
Because right now it's like everything's Ethan's. How does his brother feel since everything's Ethan?
Yeah, Ethan wanted the YouTube channel, and so he knew he was going to be out there. The other one doesn't want to be out there so much, so that's why he's kind of anonymous. But yes, Ethan has his own Twitter. Like we posted a photo. He went tubing, like down the snow things.
Yeah.
And his brother's in that picture with him and stuff, and his cousin and his friend. But it's kind of a shtick too. Like I'm Ethan's dad, talking about Ethan's mom, Ethan's brother, and Ethan. So it's kind of
he's the center of everything.
You're Ethan centric.
Yeah. Let me share this in a second.
Yes, Marcus is an iOS dev. Hey, Spring, how are you? Most of you know Spring, I assume, yeah?
All right,
Hi,
so I'm
Spring.
sharing my screen.
Yeah, Spring is from, okay, let me bring this up. I'm going to add it to the stream. There you go.
Spring is G-Tech.
So
yeah, Spring is G-Tech. Yeah, that's who she works for.
So this is not a simulator. This is actually my phone, but you can.
Oh yeah,
through the
screen sharing.
Yeah, through the you hook the lightning cable on it, you can actually like mirror it to your computer screen, and then I'm sharing my computer screen.
The Androids can do the same, yeah.
So this is EM3D. This is the development version. So this is not a version that is released, but so here's that cat that like was in one of the videos, and he's already been reoriented, which that's one of the latest features is you can reorient, right? And you can remove geometry. So if there's like the little floaties, you can tap on those to remove. Oh, I can show you.
And then it will automatically smooth out the geometry.
This is just for removing it. So I'll show you. This is a good one for that, which is why I keep it around. It just grabs extra bits. If you just tap them, it removes them.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
nice. Will it remove the surface that those dolls are on?
Yeah, so it removes anything that's connected, right? So these aren't connected. If I tapped anywhere on that big piece, that would all be gone.
So you'd have to add a way of doing a planar slice to separate them. Yeah.
So that is, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's what I was going to show you. So here's the new feature that is currently in testing. Hasn't been quite tested enough.
No, Spring, it's not animation. Marcus is actually, he's an iOS developer, and he has written this software to do 3D scanning on an Apple phone. So it's not animation. It's actually scanned items. He's actually used his phone to scan these items into the phone, and now he can manipulate them in the phone.
So I zoomed in here and make sure it's right where I want it, but then I tap the part I want to keep, and anything underneath is gone.
So that's a nice way of cleaning up his print, or doing if you scan someone's shoulders, you can cut them off and then just use that as your STL.
And so the reason why you tap it, and this is like you can do it in Mesh Mixer, but it's a bit more complicated than I thought. But let's say because the plane is, no matter what, is going to cross both of these little floaty things. But I only want to slice one, so I tap the one I want to slice.
Oh, that's even nicer. So you're not using the whole plane. You can actually select which part of that plane you want to slice on.
Right.
As long as it's the whole item.
Can you adjust the angle of the plane?
You don't actually adjust the plane. You adjust the angle of the part.
Gotcha.
Oh, so the plane is permanent and you move the part.
Gotcha.
And this isn't actually moving your part. So you're just moving around like it's a grinder or something. You grind off the parts you want, and then when you're done, it actually hasn't changed your orientation at all. Like I could slice it here, and well, that's not a very good example here. All right, so I'll slice it and save it, and it automatically saves it as a new version. It doesn't even ask you.
So it saves the old version and just gives you a new version.
Yep.
That's cool. So Spring, Marcus is a software engineer, and he wrote this software because he's an iOS developer, to using the front camera, the facing camera, the front screen camera on a cell phone to 3D scan anything, and now he's showing us features that he's added to it just now or recently to allow you to manipulate the information rather than using the raw data. You can now manipulate it and slice it and so on, and that's really cool.
Yeah, so the slicing feature is going to be in the next release, unless there's bugs that we find in the meantime. But in the next feature release, you're going to have slicing.
Very nice.
So.
Very nice. Yeah.
Or you've used Bellows 3D before, not sue them.
Yeah. I've used Bellows 3D too, and it kind of walks you through. It says, look at the phone, and then look to the left, and then look to the right, and you'll get the exact same quality as you get with my app because it's doing the exact same technology. But with mine, you can go a little bit further than just your face.
Yeah, yours can do the whole body or large objects and whatever.
And in Bellows 3D, I think they charge per model. So it's not expensive. It was like $1 or $2 per model, but mine, you pay once and you have it forever. So.
Yeah, I've used it. It's good. It's good. I scanned my son. I scanned coffee mugs. I've scanned other objects like that. I just haven't done the mirror adapter to allow it to do it while you're watching the screen. I haven't done that part. But other than that, I've used it, and it comes
Cool.
out. It's really good quality.
Cool. Yeah, if you get good at scanning without the mirror, you basically don't need a mirror. My brother doesn't have a mirror. Oh, he has a mirror, but he prefers not to use it because you get better quality if you don't use it right. So here's the technique he figured out, and he uses a selfie stick too. So imagine my arm's a selfie stick, but so he puts himself between whatever he's scanning and the phone, and then he just, points the phone at whatever. I guess I could put it on scan mode to give you, but he'll just basically, be angling it towards whatever he's scanning. He got really good at it. He doesn't even use the mirror anymore.
Yeah, but no, it's nice software. Spring. His name is not Ethan. Ethan is actually his son. He goes by Ethan's dad. His name is actually Marcus. But yeah, if you use the app, the image that comes with the app that's in there that's already scanned is actually his son Ethan.
Yeah. So Ethan has a YouTube channel. And so we're originally going to make the software free and just promote his YouTube channel. But we I think we're on Jerry's stream talking about it, and someone said, no, you can't give that away for free. And Robbie Mack was there. And it kind of I don't know. So I proposed it to Ethan that maybe instead of giving it away for free, we try to make some money off of it and use it to buy stuff for making. Because my son Ethan is a maker, and he's really into hydroponics and just constantly. Like right now, he's all about hacking. He's hacking his friends. I posted something on Twitter. I overheard he was talking to his friend on the phone and basically walking his friend through opening up an email attachment where he sent him a custom virus, basically. All it does is make a bunch of pop-ups.
Yeah.
But he's basically right now he's all into hacking. He's always into something. But he was all about, let's try to make some money and buy some stuff. So
yeah. Spring says hi. It's nice to know you.
You too, Spring.
Yeah. So it's cool software, and Ethan is he's gifted. He's learning the programming from you, I'm assuming.
We've actually worked on an app together where he was just he was the designer and the tester, and it was just whatever he said, I would just code it, and we had lots of fun. But he wasn't old enough yet where he would I was moving too fast anyways, that it would have taken forever if we did actually code it together. But he's been teaching himself coding.
My son taught himself coding, and he just flies through it now.
Right.
Yeah.
So him and his another friend are, I don't know if you guys have heard of Roblox. It's similar to Minecraft.
Yeah. But
you can actually create your own game, and other people can play your game. They're working on a game together. It's a cheese tycoon game. We basically run a cheese factory, and you buy upgrades so you can make more cheese and earn more money and stuff.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. And he's taught himself Python programming. He actually did a video. One of his YouTube videos was how to get started on Python programming. So he's just a maker. He's always doing something.
The next Elon Musk.
Could be. My wife says maybe you should become a programmer, and I said no. His talent would be wasted. I'm a code monkey, right? I don't usually get to design stuff. With EM3D I did, right? Because that's all my thing. But I usually don't get to design anything. I'm just doing exactly what they told me to do. I don't get any creative input. Ethan is so much the idea guy. If he's just writing code, doing what other people tell him, that'll be a complete waste of his talent. He is so much an idea guy.
Architect.
Yeah, he is. He's just I don't know. The questions that come out of his mouth just shows me how, yesterday he got in trouble because he was supposed to be in bed. He got out of bed and came and asked me, Dad, what's encryption? Ethan's mom I was in the middle of explaining to him, and then he heard Ethan's mom walking up. He's like, I gotta go.
He knew he was in trouble. Spring, that's an aeroplane. Dave builds and flies model airplanes as one of the many things he does. Do you want to explain?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me make him full screen so it's easier. There you go.
Yeah, Spring. I fly RC airplanes and build them. So the Red Bull is one that I built from scratch. The other ones are not from scratch; they're from kits. And then here's some of the other ones that, and these are all large scale. That's a Red Bull, the blue and silver one, and I don't know if you can see it there. And so, so I've got, I don't know, I've probably got another 30 downstairs. So I've been flying RC airplanes for probably 15 years. And I fly drones and build them, fly helicopters. So I was around drones when guys were programming the APM 2.6 controllers. So we were doing everything in code. So we were designing all the drones to be autonomous. And so I've still got a lot of those old ones. They're kind of like pies. They're kind of like Raspberry Pis, but they're flight controllers. So they have GPS on them. They have magnetometers, gyros, the whole bit inside of them. It's really cool. And that was all done. That was, I don't know, 15 years ago.
What
we
you
were
don't
designing.
Because I don't think you know Dave, or do you?
I think I've talked to Spring.
Yeah, if you've ever heard of the Pets Fang cooling systems for 3D printers, Dave is the guy who. This is Dave. This is the guy who designs them.
I've got one for the G-Tech.
Yeah. So there is all of those advanced cooling systems that are designed for 3D printers that are out in Thingiverse as well, all the Pets Fang. This is the guy who's designed all of those.
Now, where else would we have seen Spring?
Spring does a lot of streams.
He's been on some of Liam's. Hasn't he? Or
yes, Spring was on one of mine.
She's been on your streams.
Yeah, she was on one of mine. Yeah, I did an interview with Spring. Spring does a lot of the well, especially in the past, but still does some a lot of the live streams for GTech over the last 12 months at least. And her role has changed a little bit, so she's not doing as many live streams. She does some still, but she's on more. If you check out the makers live streams that they do with GTech, Spring is the primary in all of those. She interviews the makers and so on it. So you probably have seen her if you've ever watched a GTech live stream. Hey, Ram Design, how are you? Spring, how many do you have any upcoming streams?
You guys see the scale on this?
Yeah, I think it's huge.
Is that taller than you? Like, if you laid it on the end?
Oh, that's a stunt plane. That's a stunt plane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 540. It's an Edge 540. But that's how big, just in scale. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Spring has a stream on GTech tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so you can go back and look at my streams, my interviews. I interviewed Spring for GTech, or you can join the stream tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. And as always, if you ever join a GTech stream, you have a chance to win filament. So they always give away filament on their streams.
So Ram Design had a couple things on Hot Makes on Monday. A couple of his cars.
Yes. Yeah, actually, that's kind of a fun show now. That hot make show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very well produced. Like when I was on there, they have a producer behind the scenes who they just it's really well run show, I think. And Pooch is just amazing. The gift to Gab and Jim is just so nice.
Yeah, I like Jim. Yeah. I haven't
Yes, spring
watched
it
a lot of
flies. Yes, spring they all fly.
So I haven't watched a lot of hot mix. TK, how are you? TK is talking about building some balsa wood ones, and
Yeah, these are all ball. Well, I take that back. The one I was holding up is balsa. The one above that is foam, the T-28.
Yeah.
The Navy plane, and the majority of the stuff I build is balsa. But I haven't done a. I did an F-86 3D printed EDF jet, and I still haven't got the fan yet, but I'm kind of excited to get that going. It's all done in PLA, and it has a 67-inch wingspan.
oh, that's
So
that's not so bad.
Yeah, it took a lot of prints to put together.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. It is really true to form for the. It was really a nicely designed model.
Do you print them hollow, or do you print them with a lattice structure on the inside for support?
There's a company that designs the 3D printed airplanes, and they actually use almost like an I-beam structure inside the wings, and they're all single shell. So it's a single shell with this webbing inside of it that is also hollow. And they're super light. Yeah.
Oh, guys,
and then the company gives you exact weight for every piece that you build. So as you're building it, you weigh them out and make sure that when you start that the pieces that you were building are close to the original design weight. And then once you get it built, it's got two layers. Everything is built on a single layer, but on the very top and bottom, they put one layer that's 2 layers thick. So those surfaces are glued together. And so the wing comes in about 8 sections.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've taken some of the STLs and I've actually combined the STLs because I've got a little bit taller printer. So I'm using it on my large CR10. And so I'll print 2 STLs at a time and then glue the 2 at a time together. So it's actually really, really well designed. I mean, the planes and jets that they design are they're incredible.
Yeah, you don't
3D labs.
Yeah, you don't need to print stuff it makes stuff out of balsa wood when you can 3D print it right now, and 3D printing gives you really good dimensional accuracy. Balsa wood is soft. It's easy.
Balsa wood is super strong. Balsa wood is super strong. It's super easy to manipulate, and you also use spruce. And the problem with 3D printing is that when you print something in PLA, you can't take it outside and let it sit in the sun. So it kind of limits you to what you can do with the aircraft.
Well, depending on its color, you can do something in PLA, and if it's white,
it doesn't matter. Mine are white. Mine are white, and we took one of the sections out, and it'll sit in the sun for about an hour, and then it's done.
Well, that's why you do use PETG.
You can't use PETG because it's too heavy.
Really?
PETG is about twice as heavy as PLA.
What about that that foam PLA or Petchy or
Oh,
whatever.
the foaming stuff, the new stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Plus you have to be rigid. So the PLA is a lot stiffer than PETG.
True.
But
Yeah.
I wish they would figure it out because they're really fun to build. They're really true to scale. And if you watch any of the video, it's called 3D Labs, and they do airplanes, and they've got a Spitfire that is just, I'd love to build it because it's a very large scale Spitfire, and some of the YouTube videos I've seen of the guys flying those are just friggin' incredible. But that's all they do. It's a guy from, I think he's from Czechoslovakia, and he designs these, and then he test builds them, and then he flies them, and then he sells the models, and you can buy a model for $40, $50, and they all have you can put retractable landing gear in them. The fitment on them is incredible. A lot of them have flaps, of course, ailerons, elevators, and rudder. And then some of them have like working machine guns, and they've kind of gone out they're kind of out there. They've designed some really cool stuff, and really large scale stuff as well.
Yeah. And so, yeah, in the UK, the UK is like, like their summer is not that hot, and as well as that, they have so much cloud cover, they could fly anything at any time of the year. They'd get away with PLA.
It's really bizarre. Print out something in one layer, like a base mode. Print something out one layer thick, and then go set it outside. Or it's amazing the amount of time that it takes for it to get soft and deform. And I don't know if it has a lot to do with the tension within the print itself, that perhaps the tension of the material itself is causing it to deform when it gets reheated, and it's not heated evenly by the sun. It's going to heat the top surface and not the bottom surface, not equally. So in the hot sun, like a wing will just twist in the sun. And then of course the aerodynamics is gone, and you can't fly it.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, PLA it would be one
PLA
side
Plus
and not the other.
The PLA Plus is a little bit better. So because it's a little bit higher temp, and I'm going to try it. I want to build that Spitfire, and if I could find, I've been playing with some of the silver, with some silver paint, and then I've been putting it on in layers and then sanding it off. So I've been playing around with that to see if I can get it to reflect enough heat away from the material itself. And I'm going to play with it this year because I really want to get that Spitfire up.
Well, what about
the
the
Spitfire
chrome paint? You'd have to paint it black, and you lay on a chrome paint over that.
That chrome paint actually has metal in it. So there again, any film that you put on it, you have to sand almost all of it off. We're talking, the plastic itself is just not a really good medium to build planes because it is so heavy, but there again, if you have enough motor and you have a big enough wing, you can fly a brick, So
yeah. Well, look at it. They launch rockets, and they're thousands and thousands of pounds of weight they're launching, and they do it, and they bring it back and they land it again.
Yeah.
So so Liam.
Yeah, I know.
I think I was on one of your streams, but I was asking. I think Jerry was on there, but I was asking about getting the texture of that Ethan scan cleaned up so I could have it full color 3D printed. You suggested I go into Jerry's Facebook group, and so I ended up doing that. But not one person responded. But I eventually did find some Facebook groups where just a bunch of modelers hang out, and some of them do commission work. So I got someone to basically fix up the texture on Ethan so I could have him 3D printed. And he quoted a price. It was like 1,000 Indian rupees. And I'm like, oh, that seems kind of steep. But
That's not much money.
Yeah, let me type that into Google and see how much it is. It was like $13.66. And then so I paid him in PayPal, and like 20 minutes later, he gave me it, and it was awesome. He did a great job.
Thanks, Miss Maker. Spring. My next stream is Saturday morning, where I'm doing a live unboxing and build of a printer. It's the eCube Maker Toy DIY 2 4-in-1 printer. So it's a single color print, dual color print with a separate tool head. It has laser engraving and a CNC tool head. So it's 4 exchangeable tool heads in one unit. So I'm going to be doing a live unboxing of that coming up Saturday. Tripod is actually painting. Let me bring him up on screen so you can see what he's doing. He's actually painting a 3D printed droid that he has made. There's a group of guys who've got together with Sam Prentice, and you know Sam Spring. So the group of people have got together and started doing 3D prints of androids, and this is Tripod's version.
Yeah, it's coming together. So
That's looking good.
Yeah.
So.
Hey guys, if you wanna see those 3D printed airplanes, it's actually 3D Lab Print. 3DLabPrint.com.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and it's looking really good, Tripod. So Spring, yeah, it's a 4-in-1. Let's look at this first, and I'll explain the 4-in-1. So this uses small. Explain the Tripod so you know better, because you're the one that's building it.
Oh, the droid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's called the DB. It's the D5 R5. It's just it's going to be just a basic R2 robot. Right now I'm just painting it and stressing it, or getting it, because R2s are usually dirty. So and it runs off of 3 servos, 2 for the legs. Actually, you can see right here, there's one in the leg. So this is actually what the PLA, or what looks painted without it done anything to it. So I'm almost I would say half done with it. So it's 4 of us are building it. Myself, Jerry, Tim from DeWitt 3D, and Sam. So of course you know Sam. So
yeah, Sam is on Spring stream.
It looks like Matt German
Friday. What's that?
Looks like Matt German started it too.
Yeah. So I mean, you can see on the head it didn't do too well. So I mean, it's but I was stressed it out enough, and I think I'm out black marker, or not marker, but paint pen. So I'll have to mask off the sensors in the front and paint them black. And plus, I got a high gloss black. It'll look a lot better. But
hey, you can buy those pens individually, obviously, and you'll end up going through more white and black ones than the other ones.
Yeah, so I'm gonna clean up the lines on the dome. But yeah, you get it inside. There's the other servo. It's all 3D printed.
One of those would look cool at my astronomy events. Going up and down the sidewalk by the telescopes.
I actually bought a. They don't make it anymore. It's a full remote control R2 where the center leg drops down. It's tucked away and will actually drop down and then you can control it with your phone. So they made those like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Marcel said, don't forget him. He's one of them printing. He's doing it as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cool.
So how do you like that, Marcel? How do you like that paint job?
It looks good. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, but I still have to do the dirty wash on the bottom by the wheels, and it's gonna have it like on the bottom and on the drivetrain. So.
No, it's going to look cool. I can't wait to see the. So you're restreaming again on Friday, correct?
Yeah, Friday.
On.
So does that just sit on the top then, and just the gravity holds it in place?
Yeah, there's just a screw in there.
Nice.
So you have to have some bearings, servos, and a lot of millimeter screws. So.
Yeah, well, it's the white color on top is not even because it's.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that part of the painting yet.
He hasn't finished it yet. He's just starting out. But it'll look really good when it's done.
I saw Jerry's, and that looked like a blast. It looked like a fun little project.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try one.
Yeah, I'm thinking about one as well, because I've got a ton of radios that something that came with a plane, and I don't use it, because I'm using, I keep one radio, so I've got a ton of radios and servos sitting around that
I have no radios, so I'd have to buy everything, but that's fine. I was thinking it might be a fun thing to have for my when I do astronomy events, because lots of kids come out, to be out to remote controlling, sitting down somewhere where they don't see me, and drive this robot up and down on the sidewalk right by the telescopes. Kids would eat that up.
So Marcel was showing us that there's also, and maybe that there's not like a pre-made kit or plans for these droids, but there's a Bluetooth module you can use instead, and that way you can use your phone to control it, and you don't have to buy a controller.
Yeah, I'd rather use a dedicated controller. You get better life out of it. You'd be amazed how fast your cell phone dies when it's using that much Bluetooth. But yeah, it's a cool idea. Oh, by the way, Spring, to go back to what your question about the 4-in-1. So the printer on the x-axis has exchangeable print heads that you can unlock, take one off. So you have one on with a single extruder to do a single color. You take it off, you put in a new one that has a Y adapter, so you have two filaments in, one out. Then you take that off and you put in another one that's a CNC spinning head motor, and you take that off and you put in the next one that has a laser engraver. So it's 4-in-1. Now, depending on which one you're doing, if you're doing the CNC, you have to take off, unscrew the glass bed, and put on a different plate for holding on your part. But it can do all four actions on one little machine. It's called the E-Cube Maker Toy DIY2 4-in-1. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's not. They're not. This is one of their early machines, the beta machines. So they've sent me one of those because I helped them out on some stuff. But the Kickstarter has something like 20 days left to go or something like that. Yeah, switchable functions. If you Google toy TOY DIY2 and Kickstarter, you will find it out there on Kickstarter.
So I just did the magic eraser on it.
Yeah.
And look how much it changed just in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's going to look good. I can't wait to see the finished product. I might join your stream if I can Friday. Fridays are never good days for me, but I'll try and join Friday if I can to see what it looks like. So you have until Friday to get it done.
Yeah. So.
Deadline has been set. Loyal, how are you, man?
Oh, Loyal's in the house, huh?
Yeah, that's a yellow tractor. You got a green tractor. Remember our discussion today about that? Yeah, it's a jack of all trades, master of none. It's designed for beginners who want to explore various options. That's what it's designed for. So, you got your tractor going, Loyal. You got your deliveries done today. You got the snow plowed off the driveway. I don't have to deal with snow anymore. Mine is on there.
I love his old F-250, man.
Yeah, that's a nice truck.
Oh, and plus his newer.
Yeah.
Too. I like it. That's always dirty.
Well, a truck is no good unless it's dirty. That means it's not doing anything. Yeah, the idea is for people of the 4-in-1 is for people to explore various options of different abilities, like doing basic CNC. Like you won't do heavy duty CNC with this, but you can explore the idea. You can explore multiple options, and it's for to do small home projects. It's not like for the stuff. I don't know. I'll let you know how it works out for heavier stuff, because I'm going to run it through the mill as I generally do with my printers anyway. So I'll push it to see how far it goes. Since you just joined, Loyal, we're talking about the eCube Maker Toy DIY 2 4-in-1 printer. Well, the last time in certain parts of the world, offering to take someone for a ride in your tractor is a proposal, Loyal. We had that discussion today on Twitter.
So
I probably have 5 of these.
Oh, yeah.
2.4. I wonder if I should put some servos together and give these away in a stream. They're used. Some of them, like this one's brand new, but I just don't use them. This is 2.4. That's 2.4 7 channel. That's 7 channel.
Yeah.
5 channel.
Well, maybe I'll hit you up if I need a controller then for my system. So, because I'm
sure.
probably going to do the robot, I do it for outreach, for astronomy outreach.
You can just have it. You pay for shipping, I'll ship it to you.
Okay, I'll take you up on that.
So my older brother, he lives out in Arizona, but he's recently gotten into 3D printing as well. I kind of got him started, and he's on Twitter now. He's EM3D alpha tester or something like that, and because he's in Arizona, of course, he's got guns, and he combines his love of 3D printing and guns. And I told him that he needs to follow Loyal Moses, because you guys enjoy talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he does a lot of 3D printing for magazines and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you saw my case feeder.
Yeah.
That goes on my reloader.
Well,
That's something I designed.
Are you on Twitter too, Dave?
I'm on. I've got a website, petsfang.com, and then I'm on. I've got a YouTube channel and.
Yeah, I'll tell them to subscribe to your YouTube.
Yeah, but I was gonna. I made about 10 of these. I was gonna sell them, and then I was telling the guys I went to get liability insurance. I have liability insurance that covers me for things I make through the restaurant. So, but anything that's 2A, it went from $200 a year to $14,000 a year for the insurance.
Check to see if umbrella insurance will cover you, because
umbrella will not cover. Umbrella. I have a $2 million umbrella.
Okay.
That does not cover me. Yeah.
Because often it does. Like umbrella generally covers anything that your normal insurance won't.
Yeah, no, I'm well versed in insurance for having businesses for so many years.
Yeah. Are you leaving spring? If you are, have a good day. I know your day is just starting.
Is Loyal on the channel still?
Yeah, Loyal is still here.
So I designed a powder cop, and this is for when you're reloading. It tells you if your load is correct. So if the load is correct, you get a light. Okay. If the load is too great, I have to put something up in there. If the load is too, you get a tone. So if you bring a case up and you get nothing, then you have no powder in it. If you bring a case up and you get a light, that is correct. If you bring the case up and there's too much powder in it, so I wanted to sell that. I've got it. There's an adjustment on it, so you can adjust it for height. It fits right. It fits right in my machine here. So it would fit on all the major reloaders. And at $14,000 a year, I'd have to sell a couple of hundred of them just to make my first dollar. And for 3D printing them, that's just not the hot setup. You know, it takes about 8 hours to print one with all the parts on it, and then I have to construct it. And it's got a dual cam on it here. So this comes up and the cam sets off one of the micro switches, and then the cam sets off the second micro switch with another 2 millimeter of travel. Yeah, it's a hell of a deal, and I'm trying to get one of the major manufacturers to buy it from me, and they kind of sound interested, so that's kind of where I'm at. But I can't, guys, you just can't make you can't make a part like this and 3D print it and make money on it. Not if you want to take the time involved and the labor involved. Yeah. It's just not there.
To do mass production, you need to go injection molding.
Absolutely. But, you know, these are totally. I mean, I can make these, like I say, in about 6 hours. Takes very little time. I've got it down to a science with all the electronics in it, and they're same deal here. This one beeps if it's correct, and then it gives a light if it's over.
Yep.
So you can just swap them around if you want to.
So I think there's enough people like Loyal Moses and my brother Troy and stuff that have a 3D printer and, you know, have guns as well. Is there a way you could maybe just sell the hardware components and then they 3D print their stuff?
I could do that as well, but with with the exposure, it's just too much exposure for me. You know,
liability.
If that was the only thing I was doing, I would accept that exposure. But right. I've got a lot of other things going on that I can't. You know, the deep pockets are. There's a lot of.
You'd have to create an LLC, and you'd have to do it under the LLC name. And by doing so, then that LLC and its earnings is what's liable, not you directly.
No. They can come back on you whether you're an LLC or not.
But it's much harder for them to do it once because as an LLC,
it's not hard. It's been done to me already.
Oh, it has? Okay.
But it sounds like what the margins on that anyways, including the liability, and you're already making money elsewhere. I understand why.
Right.
It's not.
And I talked to 15 different entities, and several of them were with the NRA, and I can't even give away the STLs, because even if I give away an STL, there is a portion of that has a liability to it. And if somebody puts the parts together incorrectly, and then that explodes into their face,
Yeah.
you know, you're liable for it. And they're, you
Yep.
know, so
Loyal is
What
it's
is
just,
it? I had to get my glue gun. So what did I miss? What is that?
I know we're talking about the Days Reloaders, but Loyal just said that with 25 to 50 printers, you could produce 1.5 to 3 million sales per year if you sold them at $50 each.
I could already sell them for $125 a piece. So it's not, but it would, yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong here. I haven't stopped yet. I've got two people. There's only a handful of people on the planet now that are underwriting new two-way insurance. And those two people, I'm waiting for some more information back from them. And they could, this should all be based on my sales of the product. And unfortunately, in the two-way market, they don't base it solely on sales, which is where they should base it. And they base it on the way people feel about it, that they can get more money,
It's emotional, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird market. I've been finding a lot of things out that are they're just a little disturbing to me personally, but that's okay. I reload a ton. I still shoot a lot, and I will continue to reload. And I hope at some point, even if I just sell the STLs, I'd be super happy with that, Loyal. I was sued in 2008 for 10 million.
Wow.
And it was not, it was private, and it took a lot of years off my life. I know exactly what you mean. And it just lasts forever. I mean, litigation just seems like it's never going to stop. And then we ended up winning the case, but it's just,
I deal with
having your own,
lawyers. I deal with the legal side of the world every day of my life. It's what I do today. I'm not a lawyer, but I specialize in electronic data discovery for litigation. That's
Sure.
one of my specialties, to help lawyers discover data to use in court, either to defend
Sure.
or to or whatever, right? And compliance, and that's what I do. So I know I know a lot of the stuff that they pull, a lot of the tricks. There's no black and white in the law; it's all gray. My background is IT, but I'm IT, and I have a specialty in e-discovery and compliance. And there is a big area there, and there's no black and white in the law. It's a big gray area. It's all about who tells the better story. There is obviously proof, but it's all about who tells a better story to convince the jury or the judge or whoever's making the decision that your story is the better one. That's what it comes down to. It's all about telling the story.
Okay, so we've owned the restaurant now for about 20 years. And we were there, when we first opened the restaurant, we in our sports bar, we served popcorn. So a lady came in and got popcorn, sat down and ate a steak, and she bit into what do they call them, grannies or whatever they are, had a little bit of a seed part of the popcorn,
pits, yeah.
And she already had totally rotten teeth, and it chipped her tooth. It broke her tooth off. And so I had to pay $7,000 for her to get oral surgery and get a new crown. And that was like the first month I was in business. It's just like, seriously, really?
People go out.
You got the worst teeth in the, yeah. I mean, in the dentist said that her teeth were already rotten. You know, we've got a disclaimer on the popcorn that says that there could be, you know, there could be unpopped kernels in there, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter.
No.
If somebody wants to sue you, they'll come in and they'll sue you, you know?
Yeah, you cannot write a waiver that waives their rights to the person's rights.
And that was something I brought up on this 2A deal. I said, can I go ahead and I've got probably 50 people right now that want this product. And I said, can I do a waiver? And my attorney says, there's no way. A waiver will do absolutely zero for you.
And what lawyers often do, they use one secret word that's in almost every waiver. And what the word basically means is, I relinquish my rights. And even by law, you can't do that. And the word is indemnify. If you see the word indemnify in something, never sign it. Because you're basically saying, I accept all responsibilities for everything that happens while I'm present. That's what the word indemnify really means, right? In legal terms.
Yeah.
If you ever have to sign a document and it's got the word indemnify, argue to have it removed. I do volunteer work at a local college, like planetarium shows and physics and all this kind of stuff, right? They wanted me to turn around and to sign an indemnification form. Well, they called it a hold harmless. Now, a hold harmless means you won't sue them. But if you have a hold harmless and the word is indemnify, you're accepting all responsibilities for everything that happens while they're there. And so if you ever see the word indemnify in something, don't sign it, ever. Ever. No matter what the other person says, say it's okay, we won't do this, don't sign it. No matter what. Because it's the world's most toxic word in the legal world. They can twist and turn that and turn it against you. So in a college, if I was in the college and someone in a totally different building fell over, they could potentially use that form to say, I'm liable even though I was 5 buildings away from that other person. Because I signed something that said I indemnify the college, which means I hold responsibility. Dangerous word. Always watch for that one.
Indemnify.
It's toxic.
Yeah. No, it's I'd be a rich man if I had all the money back from litigation and from attorneys and such.
There's no attorneys on the line, is there? And here right
What's
now.
What's
that? Is there any attorneys here right now? Because I was going to tell you some attorney jokes.
I have legal insurance.
I have friends. I have friends who are like, this is a joke told to me by another attorney, right? Because I have friends who are attorneys. There's colleagues I work with, and one of them is what you call an attorney at the bottom of the ocean, in a car at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh yeah,
it's a good start. You can put 4 more in the car with him. We
call it a good start.
Or how do you stop an attorney from drowning? You take your foot off his head. There's loads of them, and these are I got these because, as I said, I have a lot of attorneys friends who tell me these jokes, guys I work with and everything. So there's an awful lot of them out there, but and some of the funniest ones actually come from the attorneys themselves. So
well, when my attorney gave me a product liability attorney that I could call, and he said he's a good friend of mine. He'll give you advice for free. And so I called him about my 2A stuff, and I didn't get 2 minutes into the explanation, and he just started laughing. And it's just like, dude, there is no way you're going to get around this. Said, It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your product is, the golden goose if somebody uses it wrong, you're liable for it.
It's like the person who burnt themselves on the ketchup in the, what was it, the fries that came with the ketchup in it from McDonald's or somewhere?
The coffee on our
The coffee.
And the coffee. No, there was
Yeah.
one with fries. You can get potato with ketchup already inside in it. And they burn themselves on it and they sue the manufacturer because of that. It's like you just deep fried something, of course it's going to be hot.
Now,
Well, so I went to your website and read all about you, and I like your stuff, man. I mean, how old are you? You look like you're really young. Are you in your 40s, maybe 30s, late 30s? Because some of that. Oh, okay.
He hasn't answered yet.
Well, he did. Ha ha! I saw ha ha.
Well, no, that was to me telling jokes about. That was a while ago.
Oh, is
He
that
was
right?
telling jokes about the lawyers. Yeah.
Well, he's also on Twitch right now because
okay.
he's twitching.
Oh, is he on Twitch?
Yeah,
Oh.
because
He's
he got me
43.
going on Twitch, and I never signed up. He convinced me to sign up on Twitch.
was it Kobalax?
Okay.
Are you guys hanging out with Kobalax?
Yeah.
Okay, 43. Yeah, okay. Because some of the pictures on the website, but it looks like that product that is a pretty well-known product that you designed. I wasn't aware that was the background. Kudos to you, man.
Yeah, and Loyal does an awful lot anyway in the 3D printing community as well. He's a huge backer of the community out there. So, if you've ever been on most of the popular streams, Loyal is on most of the popular streams.
I was telling Moses I shaved again.
Sorry,
I shaved again. So
you shaved?
Well, because he got rid of his winter beard.
I can't grow a beard. I can grow a beard. It just annoys me. I can't keep it. It gets itchy and it drives me crazy. So, like, I used to have one for a while when I was younger. And my mom always liked it. Hey Tim, we're coming in late.
Okay, I got my.
Because he wants to get spy shots of my droid.
Oh, he's trying to get some advance.
I got my Buffalo Bill Frank Zappa thing going on here. I love Frank Zappa, so I'm kind of leaving the little what is that soul patch there with my mustache, and maybe I can be Frank Zappa someday.
I was going to say I thought it was a shadow.
I got bad lighting in here, man.
Me and a razor don't get along. I just trim this every once in a while, but
yeah, I know.
Dude, you got a heavy beard. I bet your razor just wants to run away.
My skin is sensitive. I just can't stand a razor.
No. I'll grow a little bit. I'll get scruffy, but I won't. When I grow a beard, it gets itchy. I can't keep it. It drives me insane.
Marcus, I'm 63, and when I was in high school, back in the early 70s, I had hair like yours. I missed that. See, I got nothing now. But I wish I had your hair back. My hair was really straight, and but it was that hair.
Yeah. What's funny is, so my Ethan's mom's father, Ethan's grandpa, doesn't have much hair, and it's on the mother's side, right? And so I told the kids, I'm sorry, I apologize, I married the wrong person, but yeah.
You're another one digging a hole for yourself because it was Jerry earlier on. Now you're doing it.
Now they know get it's a joke, obviously, but it's just sorry. The deed is done.
Yeah.
Well, my dad lost his hair when he was in college, so mine stayed pretty full till I was about 45, maybe 50, and then I started losing it a lot, you know.
Yeah.
But my nephews, so that's all on the mother side. My nephews, they have all lost their hair.
A guy I went to high school with lost it in his junior year. Totally bald in his junior year.
I'll tell you what, it's very easy to maintain. You know, you get a pair. My sister cuts hair for a living. She's got a salon.
Yeah.
And I used to go to her salon to get a haircut, but she lives an hour away. And so she said, why don't you just get a pair of clippers and just do it yourself? So now I just know all the movements and where, and I do a double layer, and, you know, I can cut my hair in 10 minutes.
Well, my dad had a foot head of hair and he was almost 80 when he passed. So mine is going, even though I wear a cap all the time, my mop is going nowhere fast.
Yeah, I lost my hair. Shit, my back of my head was thin in junior high, and I bought clippers 20 years ago. I haven't paid for a haircut since. So
yeah, I know it's great, man.
This is how long I like my hair. This is COVID, right? So that needs to go. But I can tell you, like Moses was saying, like in the wintertime when your house is cold, oh man, just like it keeps you so warm. I gotta say, it does.
Where are you based, Marcus? Where do you live? What
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah. I grew up in Michigan.
Okay.
In Dundee, Michigan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in. I don't know if you know. I'm in Wixom.
Cool.
It's about 35, 40 miles from Detroit. I'm north of Ann Arbor. About 40 miles north of Ann Arbor, also.
I mean, I can literally put this over my face, and it just keeps me warm.
Moses, I was watching a video of you plowing snow with a front end loader when you were driving backwards. That was a lot of snow, man. Is he still on?
He is, yeah.
Dude, I could not believe the amount of snow that he was, and he's in Montana. So,
yeah, but he's up. Yeah, his ranch is up in the mountains.
Yeah, the only thing that was more disturbing is watching the Dodge plow. Sorry, Moses. I was drawn off of it. It was actually a cool Dodge, but
yeah.
So.
Yeah, because he's up in the mountain. There's a lot of snow up there.
You know, we've got 3 feet on the ground, and we're right now 17 inches over our normal, or not normal, but our high for the year. And this has been, I plow the snow at the restaurant, and this has just been a friggin' crazy ass winter for snow.
Well, I've had a lot of snow. We had about 18 or 19 inches, maybe even 20 inches of snow on the ground 2 days ago. Yesterday and today, we went over 40 degrees. I now have only 6 inches of snow left. It melted so fast, it disappeared. I think we'll be snow there's supposed to be a chance of snow this weekend, and we may have some chances in March, but I think it's looking low. Someone's opening the garage door.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if you can see.
You're hyping the fumes. That's funny.
You see this? You see that snow right there?
Yeah, that's what we were like.
I mean, we're just crazy.
Take care,
just
Chris.
A crazy amount of snow.
Yeah, we've been like that. We've got snowfall after snowfall after snowfall. Now all of a sudden, and now obviously hearing again.
But we did get 40 yesterday, but today it got cold again. So
yeah, but if you're getting anything like close to what we're going to get, we got really cold. We got some bitter cold, and then all of a sudden it's jumped up. And when spring hits here in Michigan, our spring is very, very short. Our spring, like we go from no leaves on the trees to fully bloomed trees in the space of about 4 weeks. And we change the weather like that. Like we say it here in Michigan, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute, right? It changes so fast here. And spring is really, really short. I mean, like we could be in 70 degrees. Now that it looks like it's warming up, and it could be a misleading warm up, but if it actually does warm up, we could have 70 degrees before March is out.
We've had the AC and heater on in the same day for sure.
Hey, Moses, like I said, that is a nice Dodge. I'm a Ford guy too, but that is a nice Dodge. So
I have a Ram. I got a 1500 a year ago, and because of the pandemic, I've barely driven it. So it's over a year old. It's a year since last November, last November it's a year old, and in the last just over 12 months, spring's last Tuesday. Yeah, Michigan's
last year it was on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that one.
But I've been over the last year. Guess how many miles I have on my truck? It's over a year old.
I bet you I put less mileage on my truck.
Come on, give me a guess.
It's a year old.
It's over a year. It's about
15,000.
No, I was going to say.
Okay, go on.
I was going to say like 2,500.
Okay.
5,000.
Okay. You're the closest, Marcus. In the last 14 months, I've 4,700 miles on it.
Oh, we got a lot. We got probably 1,000 in.
I'm working
in a year.
Working from home every day, and I don't go anywhere.
Well, I work out of home anyway for the last 9 years, and because there was no school runs for a long time, and even then now my son's school is closer, so when he is going there, it's half the trip, and then when he is back in school, he's half in, half out. One day he's in school, the next day he's not. So it's kind of split. So yeah, I don't travel that much. I don't use the car that much. I don't go to the colleges to do planetarium shows and stuff like anymore, or other stuff like lectures and stuff, because they're not. The college is closed, right? I don't go out to astronomy events anymore because we can't do in public events, right? So all of the stuff I normally would drive to, which would be normally I'd do about 15,000 miles a year, or maybe even 20, all gone. So I have no travel. So the mileage I've put up in over a year are running to Home Depot, or running up and down, running to stores, running to the short trips to the school. Like recently, he's been bringing my son to swim practice, right? But that's where it all goes. I've done almost no mileage on it. It's over a year old, and it still has yet to ask me for an oil change.
Yeah, we use our truck mostly for camping, and we didn't go camping at all this pandemic.
Yeah.
And my wife has just been driving it to keep it running, and she will only drive it on the weekends, basically. So
all in the space of an hour. That sounds like Michigan weather. And in Ireland, it's the same. You know, Ireland is a beautiful country. If you could put a roof over it, it'd be fantastic. But keep all that rain out. I got an 05 26K. My brother has an old Rover car. They don't make them anymore.
The Land Rover?
Rover?
The old Land Rover?
No, not Land Rover. Rover. It's a car. And it's about 15 or 18 years old. I think he's got 10,000 miles in it because he's a truck driver. So he drives it when he's home. So I think he's got about 10,000 miles or 15,000 miles in it, I think. And it's about 15 or 16 years old, if not more. So he doesn't put any mileage on it at all. Well,
is Moses still on the channel?
He posted a few moments ago, so I'm assuming yes.
So I was just seeing the in the market,
Last
in
name?
the market,
Name
in
is
the
Lloyd.
marketplace, the Facebook marketplace.
Yeah.
We have a guy that just put a 1968 Scout. It was oh God, what was the manufacturer? International Harvester Scout. It's like a Bronco.
Yeah, I was gonna say they competed with the Bronco at the time.
Yeah, and
it was cool looking.
I'm actually thinking about buying it because he only wants $3,000 for it, and it actually runs. It would be a fun car it would be a fun truck to
Marcus.
rebuild.
Oh, I thought you said he was going.
I said I got to Google that. Oh, that does look cool.
Yeah, it's
International Scout. International Scout.
Cool.
Yeah. I love those old trucks, man.
Yeah, I think Ford did it right with the new Bronco. I thought they nailed it.
How about the old Ram, the 1940s?
Oh.
No, the 1940s, the Ram. What was the big monster ass? Oh God, what was it?
Power Wagon. Power Wagon.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm an enthusiast. So.
Hey BCK, how are you? You YouTube didn't tell you because you didn't hit that bell. So that serves you right. Anyone out there? Thumbs up. Hit the subscribe and make sure you hit that bell so you know when I go live. I'll be live Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern.
See, BCK000 just wants to see my progress.
Oh, he's checking up on you.
Yeah.
So make sure you hit that bell when you subscribe to get notified, guys. But also remember, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, I'll be online. I'm going to do a live unboxing and setup of the Toy DIY 2 printer, 4-in-1 printer on Saturday morning.
Okay.
It's an even highlight, so take it off and reapply it. I don't know what's going on with YouTube then.
Okay, well, I'm going to call it an evening, guys.
I'm about to do the same because I'm up at 4:30 in the morning and it's 10:30 at night. So
okay, if I'll try to pop in Saturday morning and check your stream out.
There, I will see you.
Okay.
If I'm home, I'll definitely be.
Right, I think we're going to wrap it up. And for those who are online, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. It's always fun. I love the interaction. This is always good fun, and we never stick on one topic, which is even better because we go from 3D printing to astrophysics to rockets to airplanes to building droids to writing applications. Thanks to this man over here, we're talking about his scanning app and everything in between. So it's always fun. If you ever remember, like, subscribe, ding that bell. And remember, Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, I'll be on. We're going to do a live unboxing and setup of the Toy DIY 4-in-1 printer. So it's a single extruder, single filament, dual filament, CNC, and laser engraver all in one. So we're going to be setting that up on Saturday morning at 11. So I hope to see you all then. Thank you all. And remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep printing. Take care, guys.
See you guys.